All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Fantastic, Carlos. Although I'm a little sad. We've got a long weekend I don't want coming up. And when it used to be in work life, I always looked forward to long weekends because then you didn't have to go back to work. But I like trading. And I don't have anything to do on Monday, and it's not a holiday.
There's the real reason you have nothing to do. Because if you did, I know how fun it is to go to that cottage or to go away.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to it, Peter. Talk to us.
But it's not a holiday here, right? These ones are always odd for me because there's no like I missed the holiday last week. That was the Canadian holiday. This is I sit around and do nothing because all my friends are working. So.
Yeah.
But Craigie, I will be going to play pickleball. The problem is you play with all the retirees, and it's just not as much fun because then you just either play late or you beat the crap out of them. So
awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. First world problems to have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess I got nothing really to complain about. All right. Fair enough. Good point.
Good
okay,
enough.
let's talk about the markets though. We do have some economic data that I guess I should get to work, right? It's not a holiday today. This morning, the only thing that just came out was the building permits. Not something we normally watch, but it's been weird data that's been moving the market, right? This week, we don't normally watch the bond auctions, but man, did that have an impact on the market, didn't it? On Wednesday. So, yeah, we better keep an eye on things just in case. Came out pretty much on target, about 10,000 extra building permits, but that's within the margin of error that I don't consider it significant. We do have a couple of Fed speakers today, right after the opening bell. We got new home sales again, not normally a big number, but who knows these days. And then one more Fed speaker at noon. And it is a Friday before a long weekend, as people were talking about. Probably, whereas I don't expect a lot of the Wall Street types to have, headed up to the Hamptons yesterday, I do think that probably by, early afternoon, they'll be beating a path out of town. So off they go. Anybody here work on Wall Street? I'd love to know, what actually happens. I only have, rumors, and I should ask my cousin. My cousin worked on Wall Street. Ask him, what really happens. Do they show up at the bar and snort lines and drink martinis, and is that really what's going on? I don't know. Maybe, I wonder if he would answer me honestly.
I am very sure that took place. 100%. But I don't know about now. I mean, financial district looks very empty compared to when I used to be working in downtown back in between 2005 to 2012 or so. Very different. It's not as packed as it used to be. The city used to be massively packed all the way through. It's not the same nowadays.
Maybe that's what I'm going to do on Monday with my holiday. I'm going to watch Wall Street and The Big Short back to back. That just two different perspectives on the Wall Street, type thing. Or the Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, I watched the Wolf of Wall Street.
That was probably the extreme, no question. No question.
Yeah, maybe there you go. Anyways, all right, let's get to the markets here.
All right, friends, let's get to it. Let's take a look quick at our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You guys can always head over there to tradingterminal.com. On the left-hand side, you're going to have a couple of menus. The scanner is one of them. It'll bring you right to this screen here. This morning, a lot of stuff in the red, as you can see here. Quantum, Rigetti. I mean, all quantum is down. Stuff that was high-flying just yesterday, maybe the day before, are now in the red. So as the overall market just kind of slips here, and many of the Magnificent Seven taking a bit of a hit this morning. So look at this list. Look how long it is. I mean, you name it, is on here. CleanSpark, MSTR, Amazon. I think all the Mag 7s are in here. So again, a nice sell-off happening, at least so far in the pre-market. And a couple of tickers decided to make it green somehow. I think a lot of these are going to be in that nuclear policy change that is came through, or announcement at least, and for nuclear. And you can see some of these here doing pretty well this morning, and we'll dive into what's driving those. All right, with that, let's jump right in, guys. Let's go to our first one, UEC. This morning, so UEC, again, the energy company, uranium energy, they are up 12. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Yeah, they're up 13.2. As you can see, there's a nice big pop for them. Again, usually these energy companies, tickers don't trade very well. Today they are in play, given some of the news that we had the last couple of hours. Peter, I won't be watching this one again. I just don't think they trade well. If anything, maybe OKLO on this news could be a good one. But what's your thoughts on this one and just overall energy news?
Well, yeah. So I have never traded UEC, but there are a number of stocks in this sector that we could look at. I mean, this would only help OKLO's futures, for example. I'm surprised it's not on the list, or did I miss it?
No, OKLO's on the list. Yeah, it's dropped a lot from the pre-market highs, but it's on here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, basically, look, you look at our list right now, UEC, SMR, OKLO, NNE, they're the only thing. They're all nuclear. It's the only thing on the gap up list. Why? There's a rumor that Trump is going to sign an executive order, potentially today, to streamline the regulatory process for new reactor approvals. Now, again, this is one of those things that his executive orders don't always have, basically, they can't be executed. They may be executive orders. I don't know if he has the authority to streamline that regulatory process and improve it. It doesn't matter, though. If it moves the stock, that's what we want. Now, was it earlier this week or last week? Anyways, there was a report that we didn't really talk about, but it came out about China and their significant reliance on nuclear, and that they've got something like 5 or 6 nuclear plants that are going online within the next 18 months, which are going to make them sort of the world leader in nuclear energy. So I'm not sure if this is reactive to that or if this had been long planned. You never know with this administration, but Trump had been talking coal. I mean, just previously. So seems like he's maybe somebody talked to him about this and whispered in his ear. So Ed is saying, of course, executive orders are executable. Okay. Anyways, I don't know much about the U.S. process. Anyway, so I don't want to get into a political debate. So whatever, it doesn't matter. There's an executive order supposed to be coming out. Now, the good news for us is that if it actually happens, right, if it gets signed during the market day today, this could just improve the tradability of these stocks, right, because they could get a further bump. On the other side, if you're like me and a short trader, if it doesn't happen or some news comes out that it may be held or not occurring, then we could see a drop, of course, in these stocks. Either way, right, these feel like they're in play today. They feel like, though, they're going to be awaiting news. So I feel like you sort of need to watch it just to see what happens, right? So I'm going to leverage the chat room. I'm relying on all of you guys to help us out, right? When the news comes out, somebody's going to be seeing it as quick as possible. Let us know, and we'll together keep an eye on the sector and see what happens with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like OKLO here. I think it's the volume is great. I think it can be in play today. Again, dropping down a lot given how the market is selling off right now, but still some good volume. 5.7, I think, worth watching. So, guys, we mentioned all of these within that sector. We do have SMR, that trades a little bit better. We have seen them do some stuff in the past. NNE is the first time we saw it was just yesterday. Again, I don't really know how well they trade, but I think SMR and OKLO are probably the two better ones to look at. So I'm going to put OKLO on my main list, and then we'll put SMR on my secondary list. Before we go to the gap down, Peter, I'm not sure if you have anything on the gap up that you might. I'm sorry, on the gap up that you might want to discuss.
Well, that's a good question. I didn't look at any. Hold on here. Let me just look at the earnings from last night. How about Autodesk, ADSK? We had a trio of earnings after the close yesterday. This is not going to be one that trades a lot of volume pre-market, but they did beat their numbers. They had a good quarter, and not surprised, I guess. Again, service-based companies tend to have been doing fairly well still in this economy because they haven't had to worry about the tariffs quite as much. And they actually, I didn't hear what they're doing, but they actually increased their full year guidance. So there you go. So that's always a good thing when they're able to boost up their guidance. The other one that had earnings that is gapping up this morning is INTU, Intuit Inc. And INTU, another software services company, also beat their numbers in the quarter and also raised their outlook. So two very similar stories here with ADSK and INTU, the different service areas, right? But still, they both had relatively good news stories. So that's good. Autodesk, I sort of like where it sits here on the daily, although, I have watched this in the past. Frankly, it's never really sort of traded with the volume that I want. Like on a regular day, it only gets about 1 million shares, million and a half. So unfortunately, it's not enough volume to get too excited about. But the fact that the price is like $300, like it's right now $300, as you can see, and 1 cent. But unfortunately, it's just there's no volume in it, which is a shame because the daily looks pretty cool. Intuit also looks interesting from a daily perspective. A much higher price stock here. Unfortunately, it trades at $700 a share. But again, if you look at the daily, it's just here gapping right up to the high that it had set in November. So just a cool spot for this stock to sit. So anyways, if you like either one of those, you may want to watch them. Otherwise, yeah, it's a gap down day. Pretty much everything else is red, and red.
Yeah, there's a lot of red on the screen, friends. As you can see here, a bunch of tickers this morning. So you could pick your favorites. I'll be watching a few of the ones that I like to trade that I know can trade very well, like Quantum. Quantum is all over this list because they have moved the highest lately. They've been gapping up pretty good. So if things go south, usually the stuff that's been high flying takes the first the steepest dive, I think. But Quantum is all over this place. I'm going to be watching QBTS, tends to trade very good, so I'll look at that one. QBTS, yeah, this was the one that's been doing very, very well. Just had recent positive news. So I'll add QBTS to the list. And then you can watch your favorite guys. They're all on here. Rigetti, QUBT, pick your favorites. I'm going to stick with QBTS for now. And on the main list, on the secondary list, usually IonQ or Rigetti can do very well with their volume. IonQ had a nice day yesterday, so maybe IonQ could be the one that I look at. Let me just take a look at the other one, Rigetti. Rigetti, not so much. I mean, there's something here, but yeah, IonQ will be on my list as well. So QBTS and IonQ. Peter, given everything going on, what are the two that you like out of this list?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. QBTS and IonQ, like you said, man, what a day yesterday, and it just kept going pretty much until mid-afternoon. It was just a big riser. So today, we could see. I mean, it is red, but it's red with the market. We could see a pullback day. I mean, that would be normal, right? That it sort of rests and be an inside day. I mean, it wouldn't be tough to be an inside day for yesterday. It's got about a $15 range to play with there. So, yeah, it's great day. I don't know what to expect out of it today. I mean, like we were sort of looking at here, the market and pretty much everything is red. There is, while the executive order for nuclear is the good side, the administration is talking tariffs again, and haven't really seen any action out of that. Again, it's tough to know what's rumor and what's actually going to happen. But there is concern, it feels like, from the market that the tariff thing is going to amp up again, and when that happens, usually the market, sort of takes a pause or moves backwards. So we'll see. I mean, we are seeing again the fallout from this bond auction that happened earlier this week that didn't go all that well, and we saw the market pull back going into this long weekend. I don't know. I think the markets are going to be quiet. I honestly think the markets are going to be fairly quiet, but so far we're not starting quiet, right? We're down 1.5% or so in the markets. That's a pretty big gap. I don't typically like days that start with this big gap, right? Because often what happens is you start with the gap and then everybody's like, all right, that's it, man. I'm just sitting out. So maybe those lines of Coke and the martinis will start early in Wall Street. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe some loose fingers will get some buying going here.
Yeah, maybe
We'll
somebody
see.
can. Yeah, maybe that. There you go. Maybe they could just like have a little oopsie and give us some fun in the market. And that would be
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay if other people blow their money so that I can have a good trading day.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think Jack Sparrow is asking where. I'm not sure if he wants to just stay away from that place where they're going to be at, or if he wants to join them. I'm not sure. We got to figure out. We got to get more information on what actually he's asking there. Back to our list, friends from TradingTerminal.com. ASST has been on our list on and off. Actually, not on and off. It's been on every single
Yeah.
day here. Look at the daily yesterday. Again, big pop there, all the way from was 940 to about 13. Today, giving some of that back, but again, it is in play. It is a low flow stock sitting at 12 million. So again, be careful. I think today we're going to have better stuff to look at, and I agree with you, Peter. It could be a very, very interesting Friday, and maybe not an easy one. We'll have to see how things play out. So I'm going to skip on that one, Peter. I'm not sure if you want to add anything, or I'm sure you're not going to be watching this one.
No.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. All right, so back to this list. It's kind of dissected by area. So we looked at Rigetti, we looked at AST. Let's take big sectors here. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Mara. Go ahead, Peter.
I just one that it was right up there was interesting. Peloton. What like?
Oh yeah.
That comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, let's take a look.
That's
again
another one of those fun pandemic trades that just sort of fell right off the radar and then did nothing. But back in the day, Peloton was awesome.
It's a fun time. It was a fun time, no doubt. But yeah, it looks brutal, man. Nothing to see here. Let's take a look at what crypto is doing. We look at Mara this morning and some other ones. Again, giving some back here, down 3.6, 2.6 million shares traded. You can look at MSTR. Also had a big sell-off, MSTR, yesterday as well, at least aggressive. Today down 2.7, and all of these are down. Coin, I saw Coin dropping here as well, down 3.2. Very active pre-market activity. So pick your favorite, friends. I like Coin. MSTR for me is too volatile, so you got to be a little bit careful on this one. I think it moves too much, so you want to be careful there. Pre-market action looks great, so I'm inclined. You know what? Let's put it on a secondary list for now, and I'll have Coin on my main list when it comes to Bitcoin. Peter, for you, anything you like on these?
No, not really. I mean, like we talked about them yesterday, right? We needed to see that push. It doesn't typically happen. The Bitcoin prices don't typically move during market hours. Yesterday, sure enough, and pretty much all day yesterday, right? It just was flat. 110,000, 111,000 basically. It just stayed there, right, all day. 111,000 through the evening. It was only this morning that we got about a $3,000 drop from 111 to $108,000 per Bitcoin. I think I just attribute that to the general market volatility. Bitcoin is generally sort of moving with the market when it doesn't have a specific catalyst. So I don't expect it to do anything. This weekend could be interesting though. In terms, like, I don't know whether it's going up or down, but I feel like this would be a good weekend for it to move, right? With the long weekend, of course, and just the uncertainty in news. Let's go Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what happens. All right. What else? SMCI on the list. We'll take a look at this one. This one is always attracts me how active this is and how it moves. It doesn't always trade so well, but SMCI down 4.4, 2 million shares traded. Secondary, because it's a hit or miss. I think we'll have some other ones like the Apple of the world. Speaking of, if we go to Apple here, guys, you can see a big drop for them here, down 3.4, 4.4 million shares traded, which is a lot of volume for Apple pre-market. They normally don't do that, so this will be on my list today for sure, Peter. And what other max items do you like today, Peter? Let's go there, and then we can go to whatever you like that we have not covered yet.
Well, CoreWeave continues to be part of the conversation. I think it's getting good range. Yesterday, a little tougher to trade yesterday, but I've been keeping an eye on it. It's still getting that increased volume. I mean, look, the volume still seems to be ramping up, although it's quieter today than it has been in the last few days. The problem is it keeps being on this hard to borrow, which is the one downside. I think I went to short it at one point and I couldn't because there was no shares available for short, at least on my platform. So that's a problem. But other than that, yeah, CoreWeave is interesting. You look, I would go back to the regulars. Tesla, right? It's not down much more than the market, but always in play. And of course, the semis. If there is tariff rumor, usually the semis are sort of quick to move. So I'd be happy to capitalize on a further downturn on the semiconductor sector. Interestingly, the prices of the semi stocks have held up fairly well over the last little while, but we're down below this consolidation range. Remember, yeah, the Carlos we were talking about, right? How these really tiny candles, and it was just not doing anything in that little range. But we're down below it today, and there is a gap to be filled. Like on Nvidia, for example, there's a gap to be filled down around 115. Now that would be quite a move if it sort of got down to that level. But hey, if the news continues to be bad, it's possible. So we'll see what happens. But I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Other than that, I did have an earnings, by the way. Oh yeah, one last earning from last night. I think it just got dragged down to the market, but Workday, W Day, they also had actually beat their numbers in the quarter, and it was a good quarter from them. They didn't increase their guidance, but they maintained their guidance. I think, unfortunately, Workday just the market was too powerful for them and dragged them down. They did drop off the right at earnings time though, and I'm still not sure why. I mean, they're I don't know. Their guidance wasn't bad. I mean, they sort of said that they were going to hold to the guidance, albeit near the low end of that. But I guess maybe the expectation was that they were going to be able to increase it, like Autodesk and Intuit did. I don't know, but this is another one of those. Unfortunately, this whole trio, right? Autodesk, Intuit, and Workday all had earnings after the close. All trade relatively low volume on a daily basis, which just makes them harder to get excited about. But hey, we got what we got. This morning on the earnings side, not really much to mention. There's a couple of companies here, but yeah, nothing that's tradable. So, Carlos, I think we're just going to have to watch our usual movers and shakers here in the market and hope that something interesting happens. So maybe nuclear. Nuclear seems to be the one thing at least that has, a specific catalyst.
Yeah, I agreed. I also like PLTR. It's got good volume here too. Although it hasn't been as great as it was like April, right? Like all of April was really nice. In May we had a couple of really good days, but for the most part, it struggled, especially the last 2 weeks. I have found it a little bit tougher to trade opposed to the beginning of May, and you could tell why. Look at these beautiful daily candles, and almost all of April. I mean, all of April, we had a lot of fun with PLTR, friends. And you can see it here. I mean, just look at the moves you're getting, right? So a lot of daily candles here opposed to the last 2 weeks has not been great. But still a great stock. I think I'm going to throw it on my secondary list just in case. And other than that, man, NVIDIA, you mentioned NVIDIA. I'm going to be watching that one. That looks very good. I think I'm just going to wait and see what this market's going to bring here. So if you go back to the gappers list, friends, you have a bunch of stuff on here. I mean, your favorite ticker is probably on here. If it gets any volume, if it has any life, it's on this gap down list, right? So go through it, pick the stuff you like. Everybody's list is going to look a little bit different. A lot of people are just going to divert to their favorite tickers, because everything's just kind of moving in the same direction at this point. So I'm just going to finalize my list here. I got Apple. I'm going to add NVIDIA next. I'm going to throw that also on my thing down here. And after that, that's going to be my list. We'll go to you guys and see what you like. But before that, Peter, anything else that you like that we might not covered yet?
No. I think we covered all the ones I'm thinking about.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, friends, let's go to the chat. I'll start here in our members tab, members chat, and kind of see what's happening there. POTR, yep, I have it on the list. What else, friends? Let's take a look. Piton is just brutal. It's become garbage, Great bike. I've been on one. My brother has one as well. It's a beautiful bike. Very nice. If you get the large screen, it's really nice. Great classes. But other than that, it's, this stock just sucks. They just couldn't manage the business. Could not manage the business. All right, PLTR. Yeah, we have that one. So, and it trades horrible, so I won't have it on my list here. Apple is good. Uh, Bugsy,
That ad.
I thought he did exempt Apple from something, but then there was another headline of maybe just charging 25% for every iPhone that is done outside of the US, right? So, then it kind of put things up again. But how official that is, we don't know. But this is, that was one of the headlines, and obviously, Mark is going to react to it. Go ahead, Peter.
I think if I remember, it wasn't specifically Apple, but they basically exempted, a general product description that looked exactly like Apple products, right? It was like smartphones and laptops coming out of China or something like that were exempt, which specifically benefited Apple. You got to know that there's some influence there. That being said, Apple's also had some bad news, right? Because they were looking to move a bunch of their manufacturing to India, and they did come out and state that is going slower than expected. They're having trouble finding the skilled workers, and when it's complete, it's going to increase their production costs. So iPhones will become more expensive. So that I think is a backdrop too. That's a little bit of a drag against Apple. Plus, of course, Apple's got its share of lawsuits and all that other stuff that keeps happening. We were talking about it the other day, Carlos, where how they're listening to you and you're getting.
Oh yeah, no question.
I mean, there's class action suits all over the place. So
yeah.
But anyways,
so obvious that they do. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the rumor this morning is on these increased tariffs. Again, will that affect the Apple products? Will they also get a little asterisk and an exemption? I don't know. I mean, it's you never know. You never know what happens out of the White House until it happens, really. So
yeah,
we just gotta wait for the announcement.
Yep, we'll see. All right, let's see what else, friends. What else you guys like? So that's that. A CRWV. I don't like that one. That's CoreWeave. It's great to watch. Awesome, but no shares for sure. Dude. And I'm sorry, what?
Tunde is saying that Trump specifically called out Apple. I mean,
that's what I was saying. The 25%. The 25% for Apple. That's new. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at this. Let's see.
Yeah. That's new. That's like. Again, every morning I wake up, there's something there.
Right. So see, yeah, and in this post that Tunde is telling us about in the chat room, Trump specifically says I've long informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect their iPhones to be made in the United States, not India or any place else. If that's not the case, a tariff of at least 25% must be paid by Apple to the U.S. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah.
A weird way to end the tweet, but anyways, and of course then there's the other conversation they're having about the European Union, right? Trump seems to be a little frustrated with them because they've talked about continuing to boycott U.S. products. So he's talked about putting increased tariffs on the EU, but this is a very specific tweet that came out this morning, that seems to target Apple. So thank you for that. So there you go. Yeah, there is some specific news. That might make Apple interesting, anyways, because these catalysts do move things.
Yeah. You know what's getting really good now? I've been using so I create the titles for the YouTube show, and again, it's so difficult to create these titles, guys. You have to look what news came out. You have to see what's more important, what's going to be the catchiest thing. I've been using ChatGPT. Hey, give me a title for YouTube today that's going to be catchy and what's going on with the market. And it came out with this Apple thing there. I'm like, oh, then I looked up that. Then it gives you the sources at the bottom, Peter. You click on the sources and right in there, it gives you, the Trump tweet. I'm like, look at this. So ChatGPT is getting really good. If you used it like a year ago and you didn't like it, you got to go back and try it now. It's becoming really accurate, really fast. I mean, it's amazing what you could do. So if you still have a 9 to 5, and treat it as your assistant, and it'll do magic for you. Yeah.
Well, and that's been the promise, right? That it's going to learn as things continue here and get better. So, all right, I guess it's doing that.
Yeah, it's really nice, really nice. All right, friends. There it is. That's my list. Anything else? If not, we'll go to announcements. Let's take a look at our YouTube. What do you guys like on YouTube? GLD. What is that? GLD, is that like a gold ticker,
That's
or it's a gold ETF?
no, it's like it's Barrick Gold. Which one? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
Gold Trust.
GLD story is the ETF.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think gold is Barrick
yeah,
Gold. Okay,
you could trade it. I don't usually day trade these things. It is in place today. You could tell here, obviously moving up higher here, with some decent volume for what it does, I guess. But again, typically I don't like to day trade these things, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's see what else we have here. LEU, what is that? LEU. Never heard of that ticker. Central and energy stock. Yeah, it's another one here. I'm not sure how well this trades. Again, a lot of energy stocks in play the last couple of days. But I'm going to go again with OKLO. And the other one I saw is SMR. And there were some other ones yesterday. Like, yeah, the solar panels are taking a big hit yesterday, right? So energy, but on the wrong
yeah.
side of things here. Run, which again was great yesterday.
Oh, still
But
upset that I missed that trade off the open
yeah,
run. But
that
hey,
was a good. That's gonna be a nice one. I don't know how well they're going to trade today. They look pretty much flat, all those energy solar panel companies. So I wouldn't bother with them today. But yeah, there's a few that are in play. I just don't know how well these stocks are going to trade, guys. Like if you look at our gappers list, a lot of these are here fall under that energy, nuclear energy, and again, just OKLO and probably SMR. We have traded before that do trade very well. I think these are the only two, and I'm sure some other ones that don't get the volume that are not showing on this list yet that will start showing up as we move forward here, because even some of these you can see only 371,000, again, very small volume. 600,000, give you the news. If it was any other ticker, this would be much higher. So yeah, just be mindful of that. All right, with that, Peter, let's go to you. You can head over to
you know,
bearwithtraders.com. Go ahead.
just a big conversation about AI going on in the chat room. AI is fascinating, isn't it? Like none of us quite know what's going to happen with it, or how
Mm-hmm.
it's going to, you know, affect the world. Just the other day, earlier this week, I had a meeting, a strategic planning meeting with one of the boards I'm on, and in the strategic plan that the CEO put forward to us as a board, they had in there some technology initiatives. One of them was to leverage AI to figure out how to improve the business, and it was amazing to watch, my board go all sideways on, oh my god, are you saying that we can't replace our services? This is a mental health charity, right, that provides mental health services to individuals and support, and they're like, you're not going to replace our people with AI, like we can't. And like they're all going off on it. We're like, whoa, like calm down, people. We're just saying that, like, for instance, there's a lot of paperwork to be filled out, right? When you talk to someone, you got to sort of document the interaction and the medical appointments, and like AI would be great. Imagine if you could just talk to your phone and the AI would figure out how to fill out the forms, right? Put all the right information from what you're saying into the right boxes so that our people don't have to spend hours back in the office manually inputting things. And I just, and that's sort of what the CEO was thinking of, and I had been thinking of. That's because we talked about it, but it was just fascinating to watch. Like it felt like palpable fear for everybody that, oh my God, AI is going to take over all the social work, and it's like, just like deep breath. we're not there yet. We're not sending robots out into the field to try
Yeah.
and help people. It's
It's coming. Embrace it. Embrace it. But yeah, it's. I guess some people have that fear, right? I mean, that's you're seeing
well,
it firsthand
it's
here.
yeah, like being involved in the mental health field and in these charities. Like I get to read a lot of stuff, and for example, there was this great report the other day, Carlos, that I was reading, where they said they did this study of about 10,000. I think it was 10,000. I think it was in the U.S. Anyways, where they had half of them use an AI therapist, and half of them use a real human therapist. But they didn't, and it was all done. It was all done like online, right? Like sort of having conversations, and then they said, which did you prefer? And it was like, I think it was like 80% preferred the AI therapist until they were told it was AI. So when they didn't know if they were talking to a
Yeah.
human or AI, they almost always preferred the AI therapist. They said they were more empathetic, they understood their needs better, and they gave them better advice. As soon as
Yeah.
they were told it was AI, half the people that said they liked it now said it was horrible, right? And like
Yeah.
changed their mind. So it's fascinating how you see that happen. Like I sort of equated it to it's like when you give the kids the food and you say, no, it's an onion ring, have it. And then you say, haha, tricked you. It was squid. I really gave you calamari. They loved it when
Yeah.
they thought it was an onion ring. They hate it when they realize it's squid. So
It's such a mental thing, man. And that's the
I
way we
use
should do
that
our
for this.
politics. Like our politics, it should be like, here are the list of things for A and B. Pick the one you like. Don't tell them who it is. Just pick the one you like, and you'll be surprised. People will be on the wrong side they thought they wanted to be in because they don't know the party name. That's the way we should do it here in the U.S. It'll be a lot of fun. I would love to see that. I would don't
There you
don't
go.
don't say who it is. Just say, hey, here's the list of the policies I'm going to work on. Here's the list of A and B, and we'll be surprised on how that will turn out. But I agree with you, Peter. That's funny. That's exciting, interesting at least on AI. But yeah.
Anyways,
All right. All right, let's go. Let's no, it's a good digression, Peter, and we got time, man. There's not a lot going on today. It's 9:05. We're going into announcements. I'm not as excited for this list as I was yesterday. I had a great week, so today I might just like, and I feel tired. It's a lot going on over here that I'm not loving this morning. But let's take a look here. Friday,
you,
friends. Yeah.
you know what
Go
is
ahead, Peter.
cool? What is cool? So since we're going to talk about what's happening in the community, one thing that's happening in the community is Andrew, and he told you guys about this, right? He's heading off to Italy because been invited to someone's villa in Italy. So he's doing like the whole, you know, big swinging trader thing, right? And flying off to Italy to someone's villa to have a weird and wonderful weekend. So, all right, I want to know how that's going to a White Lotus situation. I don't I, I don't know if I hope that for him or not. I haven't actually finished. We got a couple episodes into the first season, and my wife and I sort of moved off of it. So I guess I have to go back to it. I hear the second season's better than the first one. Anyways, eventually I'll go back and actually watch it. I don't know what all the hype is about, but anyways, um, I don't. Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I love the concept that another trader, Timothy Sykes, you guys probably know him, apparently invited Andrew out to his place and said, come visit at my villa. Like, all right, that's cool. Anyways, all right, so that's what Andrew's doing. We'll all eagerly wait to hear how that goes. In the community, look, the only thing we normally have is this bootcamp prep meeting. I will tell you that is not happening today. So if you're thinking of getting ready for the next bootcamp, there is not a session today. Mike is on the road. He's moving cities as his European tour continues. So he did text me yesterday and let me know he's not going to be able to do that session. He'll be back next week to do it. So if you're looking to get ready for boot camp, you still have lots and lots of time. Don't worry. But he'll be back next Friday with that at 11 a.m., but it's not happening today. If you do want to join, this is a great time to join because we do have our Memorial Day promotion going on. You can get 50% off the Elite annual membership. So use the code Memorial50, or it might automatically come up with the price. But if you don't have to use that membership, you can join with just the intro offer that's always available, or one of the monthly offerings. Either way, hopefully you go to bearabletraders.com and check us out. We love having new members join because then you can sort of have the fun with us, join the chat room, be part of the conversation, take advantage of all the insight and support. And I mean, I was watching yesterday as there's this whole conversation going on. Someone was really struggling with a couple of concepts, and like so many people were jumping in and providing support and advice because we've all been there, right? And this is why we have this community, help each other, lift everybody up. This is not a competitive environment. We can all succeed because the market is wide and vast. And let's take money off of Wall Street. We don't have to worry about doing it off of each other. So it's we can truly help each other, and that's what I love about this place. So hopefully you consider joining us. If you're there on YouTube, we love having you there, but consider looking at the chat room, and because there you can participate then all day and take advantage of the insights that Jared and Megan and Eamon and so many others provide into the chat room that you will not be hearing on the YouTube feed that we've got. So there you go. Take a look, check it out. Hopefully we'll see you in the room sometime soon. Carlos, let's set some levels. We are almost 10 minutes after. We're getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting close. That's the right way to put it. All right, friends. my list: OKLO, QBTS coin, Apple, and Nvidia. So let's get some levels done for this here, and then we'll see what else comes up this morning. So OKLO, again, still up 11%, guys. So this thing has been high flying. Was up probably closer to, I think it was 20%. I want to check very early this morning. Since then, it has dropped down quite a bit here, given the market news lately. So 49.50 is the high of the pre-market. 41.91 is the low of the pre-market here. If we move over to the left, we can find some levels in between those 2 points. That is going to be right over here, 45.84. So 45.84, and I'm not showing you guys the daily, so hold on a second. Here we go, 45.84. You can see there is a couple of days slamming into that, so you definitely want to have that there as well. All right, and then above the pre-market high, that 45.50, above that, very clean and clear level here at 52.38, and right up here you do have the big level where is the most touches are happening. Right over here, that's going to be 55.47. You might have something down here as well, right in the middle. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think the big level 55.47 gets the job done. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You're seeing these dotted lines. Previous day close got you pretty much cover when you're heading down. And again, this ping pong action here the last couple of days between 40 and 30, I will call it 35.70, doing a pretty good job of creating a lot of support and resistance for us there. All right, QBTS, let's take a look at that one. This one has been, again, just high flying. It is down today, giving some back here, down 5%. High of the pre-market is sitting at 20.30. If I could do, I'm hitting the wrong hotkey, 20.30, there we go. And then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market is sitting at a 17.28. So we'll slam those two there. And I think you're pretty set as far as highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close. A lot of levels here in the last couple of days that I don't think you need to add anything else for the most part. And are we all, I don't know if we're all time high on this thing, are we? Or do we have, give me a monthly, there we go. I think we might be. Let's take a look.
I think
I'm going to go back here. Oh, yeah, we are. This thing IPO shot up all the way to 1360. Since then, that's the highest it's seen since like the last couple of months. I think it was in the beginning of the year. We saw, it didn't get to it though. It didn't get to that all-time highs. And then last couple of days, we broke that at 1316 that you're seeing here. So yeah, all-time highs up there. There we go, this morning. So we'll see. All right, let's bring it back to the daily, and let's take a look at coin. So coin this morning wrapping itself around, no, not wrapping itself, but just back and forth here on a couple of levels. Down this morning, low of the pre-market 260.47, and again, just a lot of support here though. If you could see, notice on this chart, there's a lot of support here happening. So it is testing these levels today. The lower one is going to be the low from Wednesday, which is this day here. We'll see if it wants to go lower. That's another area. Just in case we do decide to drop from that, we have one here over at 253.72, and then down here over at 249.05, and then towards the top, plenty of levels as you see on the charts here, previous day close and the highs for the last 2 trading days. Heading over to Apple again. Apple with some negative news here about the 25% tariff specifically on their phones. They're taking a hit, and this could be dropping other things as well, because what happens is Apple's the big guy, right? So if you threaten Apple, then other companies say, well, it can happen to us, right? So now every company starts kind of following suit, even though it has nothing to do, at least that common, with their company, right? Same thing like if you don't import stuff from the US but the economy is bad, companies can still do bad because people just don't spend their money, right? So here we have it. Apple, guys, 193.13 is the low of the pre-market at this point. We do have a great level here. We had support here last time we were in this area back in May, and also right in this area as well. You do see a little bit of resistance and support as well. If we were to drop from that, we haven't been down here since mid-April. 190, we'll call it 190.03, good level there. And then below that, guys, we're gonna have a 186.06 as well. Midpoint between the high and the low of the pre-market, there is an area right over here, right here, 197.73. I think it's worth noting that there's a lot of days kind of slamming into that this morning. It blew right by that in the pre-market today, as you see here. So again, no stopping there. But if you look at the daily, there are some areas there that maybe it might go back and forth on when we get, if we push higher. Nvidia, beautiful drop this morning in the pre-market so far. Take a look at that. So nice drop there, good volume, 13 million shares traded. That's a lot of volume for Nvidia. So we are at towards the higher numbers that we're used to seeing when Nvidia is heavily in play, and today is just that. So right over here, we're going to mark down 127.79 is the low of the pre-market that I show. Why am I getting conflicting information on the montage? I don't know why it does that. I don't know why they decide to do that. Even the candles look weird. See that? My low is right here. Can you guys confirm you see the same thing? 127.79, and my candle is not completing itself there. So very, very interesting. Or something wrong with my system. Is it me?
Maybe. I see. Yeah.
Do you see this entire candle down at 127.79 like he's doing the pre-market?
I see no candle, but it seems to. Oh, I see why.
And then look at the montage, right? Get this a lot, because when I read to you guys the low and the high, I go off for this because this is gonna be more accurate, right? But look, today 129.92, and then here I have 127.79. This happens quite a bit. I don't know why they do that. Weird.
You're right. I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm not bugging. All right. So I'm not gonna restart my system. Any time frame, doesn't matter what time frame. You can look at the daily. The daily is usually the one that kind of shows it off here. But anyways, the 5 minute looks fine. Good. Actually, it's a good question, man. Yeah. If you look at the 5 minute and the 1 minute, I'll show you the 1 minute. It's right to it, right? 127.79. So just interesting. All right, let's levels for NVIDIA. So we did mark down 127.79, which I see here. Your high of your pre-market, we had a very interesting start in NVIDIA. It's just flat. So this is your high of your pre-market. It's just slightly above the previous day close. You can see the dotted black line right on here. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep it just a dotted black line. It's more important. The previous day close is like the king of all levels. And then if you go back to the daily, plenty of highs and lows here. So I'm not going to worry about adding anything else towards the top. I'm going to look towards the bottom in case we continue on this trend that we're in right now in the pre-market. 124.71, and then down here 123.02. So those two looking pretty good. All right, I think we're all set, man. That is the last one on my list. My banner on the bottom is updated. OKLO, QBTS, Coin, Apple, and NVIDIA. And then we got a couple of things on the secondary list as well that we can take a look at later after the market open. Peter, what is our team watching today? What does it look like on their end?
All right. Yeah, our team's got a number of things that they're starting to get in here. If you're a mod here, get your lists in because some are missing. Thor's in first. He actually says he's not watching anything with the news. It's moved out of his zone. He's comfortable trading, and he's had such a great month. He doesn't want to risk it. So we can appreciate that, right? It's going to do some admin stuff. So good for him, right? Knowing when to stay out if the conditions aren't right. Jared's going to be watching OKLO and the quantum stonks, as he says. So he's in a good mood today. Should be, right? Now that he's a year older and wiser, why not? Avi's watching the usual Avi stuff. Lenny's going to be watching NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, OKLO, SMR, and QBTS. Brian has got Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, and OKLO on his list. I've got another IPO to let you know about. Hey, yesterday we actually had a tradable IPO. MNTN came out, and I traded it right as it was released midday and let the room know about it. I know a couple other people got trades. Some got trades later in the afternoon as it started to move. This was a...
What's the ticker, Peter, so I can pull it up? What's the ticker?
MNTN.
MNTN. Okay, got it. Here it is, guys.
It was. This is an IPO backed by Ryan Reynolds. And it was interesting that the CEO of this company happens to be a guy named Mark Douglas, but not the Mark Douglas we know as traders. But it's a completely different guy. But anyways,
is this so? This is Mint. This is Mint Mobile.
No, it's a different company. Different company.
Okay,
It's a weird one. They seem to provide services. I don't know what they quite do. It's like they provide services for television advertising. Anyways,
gotcha.
Ryan Reynolds, the actor, yes, he's behind it. If you go to their website, they show him as one of the principals in the company. So, anyways. Had some good trading yesterday. I don't know if that'll continue today, but the point is that I let you know when the IPOs happen so you can make a decision as to whether to trade them. And it's been a while since we've had one that actually met my trading rules, so I was very happy to get a trade-off on it. If I actually didn't even know Ryan Reynolds behind it. If I did, I might have gone a little heavier than I did. But anyways, there you have it. For my watch list, I'll be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, SMR, OKLO, and CoreWeave. Brendan's going to be watching NVIDIA, Apple, OKLO, and Tesla. Phil is got NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, and then the market indices overall on his list. So as you can see, we've got a few different, a few different stocks, but around some similar themes. We're all going to be waiting to see what news hits the airways, if any. And let's see what happens. Again, markets that gap down, I do find especially difficult. So I would, as always, be cautious. Be smart about your trades. Carlos and I are going to take you through this open in the chat room. I know that I see Brian already here. I think Andrew said he was trading today, right? I think he said he was still trading. He's not jumping on a plane yet.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. Anyways, if not, we'll have someone else. But we'll have live trading, of course, as the open happens, both in the chat room and on YouTube. So stay with us. We'll trade this market together. We'll see what happens.
All right.
He might have left for Italy. Yeah, I don't remember. I know he mentioned his schedule, but I can't remember if he said he was or was not going to be here on Friday. You think I should remember that? That would have been important.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what? I'm going to send him a message right now just to see what's happening.
All right, let's see what's going on. All right, friends, we're all set. We're going to be getting ready here. As soon as Brian hops on and Andrew hops on, we'll disconnect from chat and let you guys have it. But for right now, we're all set. We're all set. I see Brian connecting, so we are going to disconnect from chat. Good morning, Brian, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Morning, Brian.
So that's disconnected. Let me make sure I cut the volume here. Very good. All right, friends. All right, yeah. Let's get ready. 1 minute charts, 5 minute, and we'll be ready to rock and roll here.
Part of the, anyways. I don't mean to create problems. Our chat room, somebody's posting about these tariffs again on Apple. And, I just find it, I'm not sure what the expected response is from the administration. That's what, I assume if Cook goes and says, hey, Trump, we'd like to have a meeting, President Trump, can we sit down? And he says, look, I'm going to start looking at how to move production back. Is that enough to get Trump to remove the threat of the tariff? Or not, because the actual building of a factory, again, that's like a 10-year process. It would not happen anytime soon. So
yeah, that'll take forever.
And then would Apple actually do anything? I mean, it would be worth it for them. They could even hire a few people, throw a few $1 million at making it look like they're investigating. They could look at sites, they could start talking to governments, and it could just all be a shell game. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would make this work. So it would be anyways, it's a sort of a fascinating environment, because I mean, a tariff you can put on and off very quickly. Obviously a factory not, and and then the reality of finding the skilled workers and the capability, and of course you got to build the factory and the technology and all that other stuff. So and Apple doesn't even own the expertise to actually build the factory, right? Because they've long since outsourced that. They'd have to acquire it somewhere. And anyways,
you'll have to hire those people to come in, hopefully move them over to the US and have them do it here. That could be a possibility. But you're right. I agree with Robbie. I agree with your comment. It will cost $3,000 for an iPhone. It's what, $1,500 now? So it'll cost like $3,000 if you bring it here in the US. Right. So
and then there's the reality of the only tariff that would make it worthwhile. If an iPhone's, it would absolutely triple or quadruple in price. So we can all understand that, right? Because you'd have to absorb the cost of the manufacturing. We all know that building in the U.S. is significantly more expensive than elsewhere. So the tariff wouldn't have to be 25 or 50%. It would have to be 300%, right? It's the only way it makes it. Yeah.
So if you're Tim, you look at 25%. Okay, we'll pay 25%. Just pay 25%. Okay. Pay the 25 and increase the iPhone by 15%, because you still make tons of money on this damn phone. This is ridiculous. Your profit margins on these things, right? Just pay the 25%. Here, Trump, you want 25%? Here it is, 25%. Everybody's happy. We'll continue to making money. In the next 4 years, next 5 years, it changes again, right? Especially if the Democrats come on board. So you could deal with something like this for 4 years, and then wait to change his parties, right? So I think, but the market loves drama. People love drama, and they're making this bigger than what it is, and people just react to it, right? So it is what it is. That's us humans. We drama is a thing, This so it drives us.
Drama is a thing.
Yeah, look at Netflix. Build a whole business on drama, right? So. It's good. It's good.
Here's my 5-minute alarm.
Exactly, Ben. They got so much cash. It's ridiculous. This is why when I see these lawsuits of stuff that they're doing, and they slap them on the wrist with like a $200 million fine or $500 million, I'm like, what are you doing? They have that money hanging out in the bottom drawer at the office. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I wouldn't change everything. Start investing here in the U.S. For 25%. Just pay the 25% and be done. All right, let's see here, friends. Now there are some businesses that cannot afford even that. Like you can't do that to my good company Temu. Right? Then I can't get my jacket for $34, my leather jacket. So that you can't do that to them. That will bankrupt them. All right, friends, we are ready. Let's see. I want to get excited for this open. I'm not that excited yet, but I do want to get excited because I want to find something good to trade. I want to end the week on a good note. It's been a great week, so I'm inclined. Like if I don't see anything really good, I'm inclined to not mess with my week right now. But let's see. Nvidia doing some stuff. IonQ. This is my secondary list. We got IonQ, SMR. MSTR. What do you guys think? A bounce today? Are you guys think we're in for like some kind of quick recovery?
I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's just me. I mean, I really don't know one way or the other, but.
No, yeah, I know. None of us actually know. I'm just thinking like what do you guys feel? But yeah, we never know until it actually happens, and all we do is just play our strategies. Yeah,
exactly. Like usually it doesn't, right? Like most of the time we just get down here and then things sort of move sideways. So I think that's what I'm expecting. But there's nothing particular to this morning. It just looks similar to a lot of these other days. I mean, just look at the price action since about 7. Well, like it dropped a little bit more around 7:45, and then for the last hour and a half, we've just been going sideways, right? So
yeah. Why people still buy Apple products? No, me and my wife were talking about that. We love Apple products. I don't like some of the stuff they do. Pisses me the heck off, but their product. We have a Mac from 2010, and the thing, free updates every year until now, and it just works, man. Like I have PCs and laptops from those years and even older. You can't use them. They're just garbage. You can't use them for some reason. They're not able to do that. So I know things have changed a lot now with Dells and everything else, but man, these Macs just works.
I can tell you, it's a hard conversion though, right? Like I hear that a lot, and I get it. I just, for somebody that's been using a PC for years, like when I open a Mac, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to click. I don't know where to click. I don't know how to find anything. It is so frustrating that my daughter, had a Mac for a long period of time. And, a couple times she's like, can you just find this file for me? And I'm like, I have no idea what to do. Like, I just can't figure it out. Yeah. Once you know it, it's pretty simple, is my understanding. But for somebody coming from a PC world, it is very frustrating.
I get that with the Android phones, right? So I use PC for here. I use PC on my 9 to 5, and I use Mac over here for everything else. So I know how to use both pretty good. But Android phones, I cannot figure out. I actually bought one time. I bought one, and I had to return it because I wanted to switch it to see what the big fuss was about. I had to return it. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. I don't know where nothing is. There's no middle button. There's no this. There's no that. But the big thing was FaceTime. Android has not figured out a way to have clear back and forth video. They got to figure that out. FaceTime is unbelievable how the quality is, right? So that's a problem they got to figure out. Zoom and everything else doesn't work. FaceTime just is quality every single time. So they got to figure out something like that. And WhatsApp and everything, the quality is so bad, it's ridiculous, right, compared to FaceTime. So with kids, that's one of my biggest things, right? So.
All right, guys, a couple seconds away
All
from
right,
the open here. So
let's get it done. NVIDIA, things are bouncing a little bit. Let's see if it's Rising Devil maybe. Bounce and drop. So many things.
There's
Let's
the bell.
Go. Ben, I did that too. I built 2 PCs. So I got the best of both worlds, man. I got my gaming PC as well. NVIDIA volume coming in nicely. Oh no, they left Brian alone. We need to get somebody with Brian.
Yeah.
Trading alone is not fun. It is
that.
very boring. OKLO. QBTS. Coin. Bouncing. NVIDIA. All right, let's see. I'm going to wait as usual, friends, wait our 3 minutes. Let me get you guys the 1 minute chart here. So wait 3 minutes, and then we'll see if we see any kind of VWAP breakout. Then around 5 minutes, we'll look for 5-minute ORB. Use Teams. I use Zoom for the pre-market show. What is Teams? Teams is the Microsoft Teams? Nah, man, come on. I'm not gonna use that on a phone to like
come on.
with like to FaceTime my kids or wife. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm sure from PC it works great, but on the phone. And then here's the thing: the other person has to have it, right? Like it's I have my iPhone. It just works. Yeah.
I hate Teams with a passion, just because I always run into issues with it. It's funny. It's recently stabilized for me where I haven't had issues, but I'm afraid to touch it because it just it failed to work for so long. Anyways, all right, guys, I'm watching the market here. We've got a big pull down on Tesla right off the open. Interesting, Apple's moved up, so going in opposite directions on those two. Watching the CrowdWeave go up and the nuclear stocks go down. So.
Okay, Mike redeemed himself. Yeah, we're talking about like FaceTiming or like, when you talk to people, not meetings. Yeah, meetings, I'm sure Teams is fine. I mean, it should be by now after COVID. You should have figured it out. Zoom is actually really good, guys. I didn't know how great Zoom was because everybody used to use Google Meets because it's free. But I got the Zoom Pay version for stuff we do here with BBT. Wow, it is really good. The quality is insane. A lot of features, so you could get lost a little bit. QBTS, doing some stuff. OKLO, Coin, Apple. Apple looks good, guys. Apple looks good. Maybe an overreaction this morning.
I don't know. It's tough to tell which way Apple's going to go. Apple's. I don't know. I don't like Apple at the open. It's always so very skittish. I don't have any targeted trades here, so I got nothing for the open. I don't know where things are going.
Okay, so a lot of positive things on Microsoft Zoom. Microsoft Teams, excuse me. I'll have to check it out. NVIDIA here, 3 minute mark. Video looks good. Maybe an overreaction, guys. I'm thinking here. Apple and NVIDIA bouncing. They're not selling off. I like NVIDIA for a possible long here, but I feel like if I wait for the 5 minutes, this thing is not giving us a pullback. Let's see if you can pull back closer to the VWAP and then show strength, and then that would be my entry, but we need to have a pullback here of some sort. No. Come back down, please. Please. No. It's going. All right, we're not going to chase it here, but man, that would have been a good. Let's see if Apple gives us a pullback. Still looking at NVIDIA, see if it pulls back. We can get an opportunity. Let's see.
You know, you get these little banner ads, Carlos, on different things. I watch obviously I call up our YouTube feed so I can see what all the comments are and what everybody's talking about. And the top ad always here, it was Temu for a while. Looks like they've reduced their spending. Who you got now? They got frustrated with me because I stopped buying, or I never bought things from them, and never clicked on it. Now apparently they're convinced that I want to talk to singles in my area.
I get the same thing too. Singles, and I get what's the other thing I get a lot? I started getting, see, this is scary stuff, man. I started getting lawn advertisements. Me and my wife have been texting back and forth about some lawn equipment we want to get, and that's all I see on YouTube and Instagram now. These people, man, I'm telling you, they're tapping into your data. I haven't had a lawn ad in like years.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing, right? Because your phone's listening to you and it's feeding that. What in my habits make them think that I want to talk to singles in my area? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, it might not be you. Well, I know it's not you, but it's your neighbors, man. What are your neighbors doing? They're just they're categorizing you and say, hey, all these people around Peter like this. Maybe Peter likes this too. You know,
maybe my wife's doing something that I need to know about.
Nah, that too. Gotta find out what's going on. They got your BPN tracked. This conversation can get us in a very hot seat, worse than politics. We're going to switch off this very quickly. I'd rather be in trouble with politics than this.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, it's just fun and games, friends. But yeah, man, wow, Apple's gone. NVIDIA too, somewhat. SMCI?
Tesla, I don't know what Tesla's going to do either. It's looking better than it did right at the open. It's a little choppy here.
SMCI, I know it could be choppy, but this could be setting up for a nice 5-minute ORB if we can push higher here off the VWAP. This could be a nice setup, but this stock is the price. I've been burned so many times in this stock with the price action, the way it moves. So it's got to look really good. Right now, it's not looking good long, anyways. As we're kind of engulfing toward the downside now. So yeah, we'll leave it alone.
What looks good right now is Ion Q. Moving again.
Oh wow! Look at guys. Did you guys caught this? This is our move. Breakout, pullback, confirmation candle. Anybody catch that? I wasn't watching. It's on my secondary list. That does look good, Peter. You thinking about joining this party here?
No.
No.
It's not my thing. It's not my type of party.
Yeah. Joe is in. Carmen is in. Nice, guys. Good job. I wasn't looking at that. This is a perfect we got breakout here. Really, really nice. Oh man, we missed a good one there, guys. I missed a good one, excuse me.
Getting a little bit of a pullback on NVIDIA, Carlos. Not to VWAP, but just in case. I don't want you to miss anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you still got a good chance for 5-minute RB. Thanks for calling it out, Peter. I'm just looking here to see if it makes sense. Pulling back. Yeah, it might be good on this one. Like that level 2. Yeah, let me going long on NVIDIA, guys. It's not the greatest entry given where the VWAP is. So I'll give it a very tight style. I want to see it explode right away. 130.30. I'm gonna be out of this very quickly because I feel like if it comes to 130.30, it's just gonna go down to the VWAP. I don't want to do that. I'll just get back in if we can. So 130.30, I'll stop out. will be a very small loss because I want this pop to happen right away, especially with the way the 5 minute is. Like it's got to take off quickly, right? So if it doesn't, we're out of it. Even like a new, yeah, like I don't see a new low happen here, 130.37. Let's see what happens. I like it though for 5 minute RB. It looks really good. Let's see if it can deliver to us some stuff here. Nice pullback there, so we want, and then we want to push if we can get it. Nvidia treated us nice yesterday, so can I go back to back? Hims is good. Hims is back. Ah, our good buddy Hims. I want to take a look at Hims. Let me see. I'm gonna stop out of this one. 130. Ooh, right to it. 130.30. Are we gonna hold? Right to 130.38. Actually, it can go either way here.
Hims. Let's see. What's Hims doing? Not doing much, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, Nvidia. We'll get out of Nvidia. We'll come back to it. I think it's gonna be a long, which just probably needs a little more time. So Hims, you guys mentioned. Yeah, it's got some volume. I personally don't like it here. I think it looks a little bit messy, but we'll have to see. It's been great though. Yeah, so yeah, Dresden, I know you asked me yesterday for this. I forgot to get back to you. So these triangles, right? The way to get this, you have to right click on your charts, right? So just go to your charts and right click. You're gonna get this menu. It's chart configuration, chart area. Click on this, then do config area, and then you're gonna get this menu. Now here's the problem. This is the old menu. You have an option to do an old menu or new menu. If it doesn't look like this when you go here, that means you don't have the old menu like me. You might have the new menu. But either way, if you have the new menu, scroll to the top and search for show orders, show trade, right? And you're able to make sure these two things. For example, if I check these off, right? See how they disappear? So if you have this, it looks different. So just go to the top and just search. Right, and then you're gonna check those two on, and then people like to mess with the size of the triangles. I changed the color so it's easier for you guys to see it red on red. There's a bunch of settings on there, but if it looks different a little bit, oh, I forgot to turn on the triangles. Oh boy, hold on, let's go back. I forgot to hit commit. Okay, and commit. There we go. And again, if it looks different, that you can still get there. You got it? Okay, good. Yeah, the new menu has the same thing, just displayed differently. QBTS getting above the VWAP. Peter, I think you might be right. This looks like a choppy open so far.
Yeah. Question for Peter, JJMA. Do you trade exclusively U.S. tickers? Yes, I do. Yeah, generally the volume on the Canadian market, it's not so much the volume, it's the volatility. It just doesn't move the same way. Largely that's volume driven, but also just the way the market's managed is a little differently. But yeah, I only focus on the U.S. markets for day trading. Long-term investing, absolutely. I'll take positions in Canadian companies, but for trading, U.S. only.
Yes, thank you for bringing up Tesla. I do like the setup here, guys. I've got a couple of things going. 5 minute engulfing for possible long, and then here above the VWAP we have our setup as well. We gotta confirm though. We need a bigger confirmation here. We need like 338.32. It's gonna be a worse entry, but we need confirmation that we really want to go long here, that the buyers are gonna be coming in. So let's see, even 338 above that. Okay, let's go above that. I think we're okay. Yeah, should be good. Stop loss 337. Actually, that's too tight. That's too tight for Tesla. It's got to be like 336.60. Let's see if we can get the push higher. Or maybe I should have waited. Should have waited 338.50, a little bit more. We needed more confirmation. We didn't really get above this high, which is what we needed. But let's see. Let's see if we holds. Good call out though, man. This is a great set. I would have taken, if I was watching this trade without you calling it out, I would have taken it as well because it's really clean here. But I think the entry was a little premature on my end. I should have waited to actually closed and then went green. And I think that's more of my play. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I do like the 5 minute setup too. If you look at the 5 minute, the 5 minute has this beautiful engulfing here as well. This is usually a great signal for long. So let's see if that can continue here. Let's see. I think things want to bounce. I think they want to go higher. Did Nvidia do anything? Nvidia is still stuck. Tesla, we'll see if we can get the push up here. It wants to do it. Look at this 5 minute. It wants to do it. Let's do it.
It wants
Make it
to
happen.
do
It wants to do it. Can it do it? If I get stopped out on this one, I'm stopping. My week is very good. I do not want to mess around. And it's Friday, and it's a long weekend Friday. Oh man, Tesla, you have to work. We're gonna leave on a good positive note. I just thought about this a long weekend too. Come on, Tesla. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Here it is, struggling. I feel like it's gonna just get stuck in chop, guys. The 5 minute looks good. The 1 minute not so great right now. It's just back and forth. Back and forth on it. GameStop. What? GME? That's still a thing? Doing some stuff here. GME. All right. I don't know. I never really traded this stock like that. Never was. May have had like one trade since all the hype. Never really traded it like that. All right, my Tesla's dropping right over here. I'll get out in a few minutes here. Well, a few seconds if it continues to drop. Yeah, I don't like it. We gotta get out. All right, we're out of Tesla. It's just too choppy, friends. Everything's coming back down. Apple, coin. Yeah, it's just nothing good. QBTS. Everything looks messy. OKLO started going, lost it. There is not one single trade here that looks good, guys. Besides IonQ.
No,
IonQ is probably the only one. But there is not one. Oh, don't do that. Tesla's stop me on. It's gonna go back up. That's the definition of chop. Yeah, it's not one single trade. MNTN. Yeah.
MSTR dropping right now. Keeping an eye on that. Nvidia's dropped the VWAP. Are we going lower?
That's what I'm thinking. Things are looking like they're selling to the downside. So I posted Andrew's trade yesterday. So I posted my trades, and I did an X post, right? I posted my trades yesterday with Nvidia, and I posted his trade. But his screenshot of his trade has his P&L on it. And in the message, I explained that, hey, here's my trade in comparison to Andrew's trade, which has the P&L. Nobody reads that. What they do is they look at the picture. Nobody read it. They look at the picture and they just say, "Oh man, Carlos, great trade. You made 25K." Like, no. Andrew made 25K. I made like 5% of that or less. He made 25K. But they don't read the message. So this is the last time I put all that detail on X as far as messages.
I've gone short here on Nvidia. Let's see if it gets a breakdown.
Nice.
I hope we do. I don't know. I might get stopped out. What are you gonna do? It looked like it was getting weak. Now it's popping back up again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move my stop down. I think here to VWAP, just above VWAP. I had put my stop a little higher, but I'll move my stop down.
Okay, so people are saying that they did read it. Keep posting. Okay, so I guess some people do read it. Um,
Yeah, Andrew is alive. Look at that. Andrew's.
it's in chat. Oh yeah, I see him. He's still in Vancouver. He already started his travels. Oh, he's still home. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. OKLO break of high of the day. You know, it's Friday. What the heck? Do not follow me on this trade, guys. This is a scalp. Let's see if I could get a high of the day breakout. This is not in my trade book. Be very, very careful on this trade. But let's see. Stop at 46. We'll give it $1. See if we could get something out of this. This is my Friday scalp trade on the news that we have. We're up 18%. What we did as high as 49. That would be awesome. We get 49. I don't think we'll get that, but let's see. Let's see if the high of the day breakout works out here. It's kind of early for high of the day breakout, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. Nah, I'm not going all in. No way, man. No way. I got kids, man. I got kids to put through college. Can't be going all in and living in a cardboard box one day and the next day being able to afford food. I can't have those swings, man. I got to be steady, consistently. can't be going yachts one day and then down on 42nd Street, Times Square, asking for a place to stay. No, I can't do that.
I just got stopped out on videos that popped up above VWAP. So yeah, I'm getting caught in this chop. It didn't break down. Looked like it really wanted to, but it just wouldn't do it. So
yeah, OKLO has a nice 1 minute chart, but also the 5 minute. I like the way the 5 minute looks here. Let me show you. 5 minute. I like this candle here, so hopefully that means something. I like the buying pressure there for the possible breakout. Let's see if we can get a push here. I could sell fake Rolex watches on Canal Street. Yeah, I agree. So kinds of stuff going on down there. Canal Street, man, I haven't been there in years. West 4, Canal, West 4 Street. So that's good times. POTR, where's POTR on my list? You know what? I put it on the banner and I forgot to put it on my actual watch list here for DAS, but I did have it on the. I know we spoke about it. Trying to get above the view up here. Hasn't. Okay, I don't see anything great on it, but now it's trying to get going. Let's see if it has something for it here. POTR. Oh, good push above the VWAP. Let's see if we can get a pullback. We're still in OKLO. That seems to want to work out. So OKLO's doing good. No, you know what, POTR, the price action, it's a little funky, guys. I'm not sure. Not sure on this one. All right, OKLO's doing something finally. See, we get to 49. Wow. Okay. 48 on OKLO. Yeah, I'm seeing that in the charge, Tony, too. See, there it is. That's messy on the PLTR. Yeah, that's not good. All right, let's go back to OKLO here. Let's keep an eye on what we got going on. I'm at 1R and a little bit more to get to 1R. I'll get a partial there. I don't usually wait for that, but this is, give me the time. This probably will be my last trade here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What is Nvidia doing? Let's see what Nvidia is doing. Yeah, it's messy, man. Peter called this choppy crap. It's just, it's nasty. It's just not worth it right now. We gotta wait. Things might settle down, but again, it is a Friday. It is a Friday. You know, before a major holiday, so things can get choppy. So 1R is basically, for example, how can I explain this? If you're new to the channel, that means this is what I'm risking. This is considered 1R, right? Or just an R. Let me say 1R. This here, my risk is 40, this level, 45.84. So this is what I'm risking, right? So let's say the total risk of that is 100 shares, right? Well, not, you can do it by share. You can do it by dollars. Say $100. Shares can get confusing. $100. That's what I'm risking. I at least want to get 1R, well, 2 R's, right? Another R would be to the upside, would be here to make $100. So it's basically you're risking 1 to make 2 to make 3. So when you hear someone say, "Hey, I made 3 R's on this trade," that means that they risked $100 and they made 300, right? I made 2 R's, 3 R's, 4 R's. You hear that a lot from the community. That's what that means. We recommend don't take trades that are not going to provide you at least 1 to 2, right? So you're risking 100 to try to make at least 200. So what that means is that when you do have losing trades, which you will have, best traders in the world are like 60% win rate depending on their strategy, right? That's a good win rate. Like if you're a day trader, you're at 60% win rate. That's awesome, and then you have a good risk to reward. Then your winners can cover your losers, right? So that's what that is. And then people put strategies around it. They'll put like a partial X 10%, 20% on 1R, or I'll hold everything to 2 R's. Like people put their trade management around that. My target, I want 49. So my profit target, I'm looking at this level here. Let me show you the 5 minutes a little bit easier. I'm looking for this target here. But on the way up here, I will, as you guys know how the way I trade, I will be taking partials, right? But this will be like, if I get here, I mean, we're doing really good. So we'll see. We'll see if OKLO has the juice to get it done. Ambio, how you doing, man? Ambio wasting Amabio wasting time. I need to hear the story for that name there, that username. All right, what do we have here? Tesla back above the, Nvidia back above the VWAP. Tesla trying, OKLO trying as well.
God, I'm watching Nvidia like it's just it's very tentative. I want to take it long, but I'm looking at the SPY and the Qs, like the market's not doing anything. So I just can't. I don't have any confidence it's going to move.
Andrew got, I believe his first trade is on Apple, and his entry is made pretty good right on this candle here, and now he just right now just added here as well. So he's got a nice entry on Apple here. Let's see if the push gets going. I'm waiting for OKLO. I'm watching it here and see if we can get 49. 49 will be sweet on OKLO. Things seem to be bouncing a little bit here, Peter. A little bit, at least Apple and OKLO. But I do see some other things trying to move higher. I'm gonna take that as sarcastic. Sorry, yes, you're being sarcastic. You're painting a house today and yesterday. Couldn't be happier. I don't know about that, man. I hate painting. That's one of the things I do whatever, but this painting stuff, no. I'm not doing that. We hire a couple of people to get that done. Once is fine. Done it a couple of times, but then let's say it gets old very, very quickly. It's like traveling for business. It's fun, but going to the same place every time, it gets old very fast. First couple of times is great, but then no. Let's see here. I've been stuck in a summer body for 3 years. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, man. That makes sense. But yeah, there's some things I just don't enjoy, man. Mowing the lawn. I enjoy mowing the lawn. I like that.
You like mowing the lawn?
Yeah, people, everybody in my town pays for it. I'm like, I'm doing my own lawn. I like it. I get out. Turn on the machine, and I do like that. Yeah.
All right. Not my favorite. How long does it take you to mow your lawn?
No, yeah, it takes me a bit. I don't have a lot of space, but it takes me a while because I got it up and down, and I got stuff in the way, and usually my backyard is. I don't have the lawn for like show. No, we run our lawn, so I got to move like the tables and everything out the way. That takes time. The hammock. So you got to get everything off the grass, right? I got a fire pit. I got to move off the grass, which is usually full of crap and heavy. So it is a pain. Don't get me wrong, but not because it's huge, right? Like my brother, his lawn is big and it's uphill. Some of it, like the front part. And I'm like, dude, did you think about this when you bought this place? I mean, great house, beautiful home, but this hill is a pain. It's a pain. But yeah. I'll just put it this way. When he went to ask how much was it to get it done, the guy says like $250 a month. I'm like, what? But so it took me, I'll say like an hour. And I never time myself, but like an hour, I would think. Yeah. Maybe less if I'm really effective. So. But I enjoy it. So it goes by quick. Yep, I'm watching. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm watching here. Some yapping away. We hit 49, and I did miss that part at 49 here. So we'll see. Let's see if we can do it again. On OKLO.
It's NVIDIA. It's not. It did move up, so a little bit of regret not jumping in, but it's.
Yeah, I know we're talking about grass. Yeah, I know. Let me focus on my trade. Sorry about that. It's Friday, man. I'm ready for the holiday weekend. I feel burned out today. You know, trading does burn you out. Like not trading. It's just at the end of the week. I'm just tired today. I don't know what it is. Usually I'm very high energy. Today the energy is it's on the lower end for some reason. I'm not sure why. I had great sleep last night, so it's not that. I'm just ready to start my weekend. All right, here it is, 49. Awesome. Let's take a partial. Got filled a little bit lower. That's okay. Let's see. This could be one of those trades where it's just goes, right? They got great positive news. Next level I have is I don't have a next level actually. It's 52.38 off the daily. I thought we were getting there without a lot of pullbacks, even back to the VWAP, if at all. So that's very far out. I think the next technical level will probably be 50, that 49.50 or $50. Let's see if we can get there. Yeah, T-Man, it was not a lot that looked great. This market was a little bit choppy. I mean, look at QBTS. Coin is this something that became messy. Apple started looking really good. Now look how messy it got. NVIDIA, same thing, got me here as well. And then Tesla, same thing, got me here also. So hasn't been good, man. And there's nothing here that I can say, oh, I missed this trade. Only IonQ was the only other one that you can say, okay, this was good, and I did actually miss this one. It's our play, exactly. But other than that, there's nothing else. GME. PLTR above the VWAP, and I'm sorry, above the previous day close now. I like the way it was trading though. Hood 5-minute ORB, and then I'll take a look at GME.
I should have got in on Nvidia. I saw it. I called it. Did anybody take that when I mentioned it? It's now up to the high of day.
High of day.
Trusted. Nvidia could make it happen.
Nvidia's so good. So good. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade it again. Break. It could happen here. Could actually have a high of day. You know, I never trade the high of day that early on. This was a mistake here. This is way too early. On Tesla and Nvidia, on Tesla for the high of day here. This is way too early. I think. I don't know. Oh no. Even on OKLO, this is usually way too early for the high of day here as well. But this one look much better. Like if you look at OKLO compared to Nvidia and Tesla, this look much cleaner than those. All right, let's rock and roll. There we go. Can we get 50? Struggling. What's the level 2 show? Level 2 is not giving us really anything. I'm going to take a partial here. I'm just going to play a little defense, guys, in case we do decide to start heading lower, or at least going sideways. Just going to take some off. And let's see. What a day.
Things have started to move here, so you got OKLO, so good for you.
Yeah, this is us doing something. Friends over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Who won the laptop this week? No laptop today, I'm just saying. Who won the laptop? I forgot the name. Or the membership, actually. Who won the membership? No, no, we're not doing. Don't type laptop. We're not doing that today.
I mean, you can.
I can see people just sitting by, like just doing something else, and as soon as they hear laptop, they just come running over and just start typing.
Yeah. Laptop. I heard it. Membership. Give me stuff. Man,
I should not be using those words lightly. Should never ask. No, forget about it. Delete. Well, where's our Men in Black pen? We need that. Oh man. It's like if you ever had a dog, guys, when you say you want to go outside, you can't say go outside or whatever. They just forget it. Dinner with Carlos? No, dinner with me won't help you trade, but we could do not today, but we could set up where we do an hour mentorship, like an hour Q&A with private. We could do that one day. I don't mind doing that. Could do that. It'd be fun. Answer any questions you might have or things like that. So yeah, that'd be cool. Cool. I used to do private mentorships, but it takes a lot of time. I had to stop them. They're very, very time consuming, and if you do them right, there's a lot of preparation that has to happen, even just outside of that hour. So like when you're meeting somebody for an hour, there's a lot of preparation aside from that. So if you're doing a couple of people a day, it's work. It's work. So I'm like, no, I can't do this. I was working at night and the kids and everything. Like, no, this, no way. So we found other ways to help people, like the boot camp. Boot camp is great because now it's me, Peter, and a few of us, and we all support each other, and we still can help you. And you get a lot more too, a lot of bang for your buck. So if you want that, check out boot camp. Let's see here. I'm gonna take another partial here, friends, just in case. Like I want to let this run. Let your winners run. I get it, but man, it seems like it's just struggling. Let's see. Let's be patient. Let's be patient. I'm missing out. Oh, GME breakout. Yeah, I mean, I can't join it now, right? And let me see if I look at the 1 minute. Would I had a strategy? No, I don't. The only strategy I had here would have been your call out, Fabian. I don't see anything that maybe high of the day on the 5 minute. Did you join this? Did you take this trade? Anybody take GME? It's doing some stuff here. Yeah, things are starting to turn. Andrew's making a big boy play on Apple. Let's go. He had it. He's made this is a I'm going away for a couple of days. I don't need to trade for the rest of the month type play. Yeah. This is it's a big boy play, baby. Let's go. We need that breakout. Let's get it, Apple. I'll show you Andrew's trade right now. Do I have this connected the right way? How come I can't see? What happened to our screens? Oh.
OKLO trying here at 50.
Yeah, I'm watching in the other screen here as well. I'm gonna follow the advice I give people. I tell them, wait for the 9, let it run. I'm gonna follow my own advice. So, don't take partials too early. Hold your winners. Yeah. If it loses the 9, be concerned, but really the 20 is where your stop. You want it to be. So, let me follow the advice I give to my mentees in boot camp. Practice what you preach, baby. Is Andrew long Apple?
He's got to run for a flight, so he's sort of aborted.
Oh, he's leaving today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to trade like that with that pressure. I've tried doing that before. It's not easy. Here's the break. Let's get 50-50. Yama, no, I'm not. I won't get out completely. I might take a 20% partial, maybe. As we go higher here, but I won't get out. I like to leave some in there. It's just, I don't know. It's just the way I do it every time. I rather risk a small amount in case it's going to go higher, right? Like risk a pullback on a small amount, right? So I'd rather do that.
Pushed up on Nvidia. Darn it! And I should have gone long on Nvidia. Why did I not?
Yeah, man, this is it's working out pretty.
I did it again, guys. God, every day.
This week has had. This is what we're gonna do. Next time when you start calling these things out, I'm gonna take the trade for you. I'm gonna take it here on my end.
Well, you know what? I could use you as my accountability partner. We're here. We're both trading together. When I call something, Carlos, you should just say, Peter, what are you going to do?
Yeah, right? To follow up. What are you going to do?
Just ask me the question, man. What are you going to do, buddy?
I'm going to do that 100%.
Because the correct 100%. Answer is I'm going to take the trade. Take the damn trade.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Sometimes it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that.
I agree. All right, guys, we're getting to a really nice area here. I'm going to take another partial there just in case. I mean, this thing is moving very well. Just 10% because I'm getting, I just don't want to take 20 off just yet. I think it's too much in case we go higher. If it starts losing it again, then we'll take another 10% off, right? Commissions are cheap. We just keep taking 10% as we need to. So, but we're getting into, we're up almost $4 on this thing. So this is it's really, really nice. Let's see where it goes. What is the benefit of taking partials? It's a few of them. First thing is, this is just the way I trade. No, I know consistently I've been doing it this way. But I think the biggest one, and again, it's not a great reason, guys. I'll tell you right now, like the best thing to do here, maybe it's just put it. Oh man, here we go. The best thing probably to do is a trailing stop, right? And hopefully you don't get caught in the downside that stops you out. A trailing stop will probably be more effective because, for example, I wouldn't have a partial here. I wouldn't have a partial here. I wouldn't have a partial here. Maybe I'll have a partial. I'll still have all my shares up here. The problem is you don't know when it's going to come back down and stop you out. Like, this is not normal. This here is not normal. It doesn't happen all the time. Yes, we caught it in video this week like this. There's been a few Google you guys caught this week, but this is not normal. This is not what happens all the time. What happens all the time is stocks do this and then they do this. So guess what? If out of all the times I take partials and then it comes back out and stops out here, if I take these trades out, my P&L, my account will be a lot less at the end of the week. Okay, so yes, when this happens, I will lose out on making more money, but I can't cover for. My plan is not to be the best when it comes to a trending market like this. My plan covers me, protects me when the market doesn't have great trading days. You can't have both. Unfortunately, you can't. You can't plan for both. It's as simple as that, right? So, in psychology-wise, I mentioned this before. If I come up here and I'm up, let's say $150. I'm up $150 here because this stock moved $2. $150. Just making up some numbers. I don't know exactly how much it is, right? I'm up 150 and I take nothing and let this come back to break even or even red. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with just saying no. I'm not going to take 150 off the table. I'm not going to take something off the table. I'm not okay with that. It messes up my psychology. So you got to do also what's good for your psyche, all right? So that's important because that's what keeps you coming back consistent. That's what keeps you, keeps you sane. Keeps you sane. Nice. The guy from Brazil is all out of OKLO with a big smile on his face. Good job, brother. Good job. Good job. Excellent stuff. Do you think if you take a certain amount of shares and you have a stop loss on the screen, the MM might come and get you? No, man. These guys don't care about my 700,000 shares. They don't care. No. They could care less.
And that's the advantage of trading this stuff that we do, right? That in aggregate, if your stop is where a lot of other people put their stop, then yes. But it's right. Because they're hunting the big pool. Your individual stop, they could care less about. Like, unless you're trading tens of thousands of shares, they don't care. I mean, look at even OKLO that you're trading this morning. This thing is trading 300,000 shares a minute, right? 300,000 to 500,000 shares a minute here. You think anybody cares about your 100 shares or 200 or even 1,000 shares, right? So they really don't. They wouldn't hunt it specifically. But again, if you're picking a common area, then absolutely, because they'd hunt the pool.
Yeah. And this is how you could tell the psychological part of it, right? Trade in sim, and put your stop where you want to put your stop. And if you're getting picked off, they can't see your order. It's just you're putting it in an area where they know people are there psychologically, right? So they can't see your order. So it's a sim trade, right? They cannot see it at all. So that just tells you you're putting it in a wrong spot. And this happened to me, man. I think I told you, Peter, I had an incredible sim trading experience, man. A realization of how the mind works. So it was a Friday night, and I went to I was having a really bad day, man. I just kept over trading and just trying to make my money back. And it was Friday, and I was trying to make my money back, and I'm like, this is not working. So I left the day after a couple of trades with a really bad loss for the day. Right. Walked out, went to get my daughter from school, and I'm just pissed, man. I come back like, let me journal this thing. As I come back to journal, I realized that what I did was in sim. But all my emotions, the stop out, oh man, they picking me off, everything was in sim. That means the market was not even seeing what I was doing. Like the market did not care. It was all just here, you know? So, but my stops, where I was getting stopped out, it was like they're hunting me. These guys are getting me. Like, no, this is proof to me that the market doesn't care. It's usually you that are the problem. So yeah. Unless you're doing 700,000 like Pig Wrestler says, it doesn't really. They can't see that 700,000 shares or so. That is a lot of shares. All right, so now we're lost the 9, right? And now we're kind of losing the 20. So I'm gonna take not everything off, but I am gonna take 20% off here, just in case, right? So we're still in the game in case it does decide to bounce. But we'll take 20% off because this is usually an indication that the party might be over. The 9 is moving lower. We're losing the 20. So we'll take 20 off there, and then that will be the day, man. OKLO looked the best. So as far as the breakout, so the question is, why did I take OKLO instead of some other ones? The pre-market, the candles before that look really nice. Kind of look like almost ABCD patterns after ABCD patterns. So very clean. Let's look at some other ones. Let's look at some ones that I took. Look at this one. Although it's not a high of day breakout. This is a VWAP breakout. But look how bad these candles are, right? Who else broke out? Apple didn't look that great. I don't know how you would take the breakout there. Yeah, I think that's it, man. I think that's the one that looked the best. IonQ. IonQ was okay, actually. You got a nice, this VR breakout was good. And here you got a couple of breakouts. This was okay. SMR, no. MS, I'm just looking through, see if I find any bad ones. POTR, didn't like as much. Yeah, I think it's just the one that looked the best, man. I think that's it. The cleanest, at least, right? And on top of that, you can see how beautiful we tested it twice. We're coming up to test the high day again, plus higher highs, higher lows. This is very clean. And I mentioned the 5-minute, right, when I was talking to you guys about it. If you look at the 5-minute, look how beautiful this is, right? So the push up, pull back. This can also be a great entry here as well, but we were not watching at that time. Look how great this selling pressure, then the buying pressure, pushing higher. It's a great breakout setup. So that's why everything looked very good on this thing for the breakout. And then I don't trade based on news, but knowing that they have positive catalysts behind it also adds to the this can run type decision. But I don't base my entry based on that because news can be very flaky. You could have the most positive news and be the worst stock ever sold off the entire day and vice versa. So you can't put a lot of decision in it. But I do like when stocks have a catalyst where they're going long or short, that it can give you momentum, right? So that was my thought process on this.
Oh, my IPO is opened early here. Let's see what we get today. FTRK.
FTRK. All right.
Low volume. So not looking great so far.
Mm-hmm. Nice, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, good return on 9-day swing trade on the VIX options. Yeah, man, I got a couple of swing trades that are doing really good, actually. I'm not a great swing trader, so I'm actually surprised and excited. I don't get excited for day trading as much as I get excited for swing trading. Swing trading is exciting, man. It's like, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm making money. So it's very weird.
Okay.
It's very weird. I'm just like, oh, this stock dropped a lot. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's buy a few shares long. And it's working, man. It's like, this is pretty cool. I do it with Thinkorswim. And, yeah. It's fun.
I love it. So the excitement is in the fact that you have no idea what you don't
I
feel
think
like
so.
you know what you're doing.
I think so, man. Like I know. I'm just learning.
Yeah.
I'm just learning this stuff. I'll give you some numbers because it's a small number for the year, but we're up like $13,898 on swing trades for
Okay.
this year. And I'm not swing trading a big size. It's like very small size. Like I'll just buy like
Right.
$3,000 because in Thinkorswim you could do like an amount. So I'll just buy like $3,000 of cash of one ticker or whatever. So a very
Okay.
small amount, and it's working, man. Today I noticed I was like, I'm up 13,000 for the year. I'm like, what? I'm not doing anything, but it's working. So,
All right.
uh, but it's exciting, man. I think the risk factor of not knowing what you're doing. It's like when you're younger and you got your girlfriend, whatever, and you do stuff where you're not supposed to. I think the part about getting caught is part of the excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like part of getting caught is part of the
Wow,
excitement.
there's
So
an analogy.
so I think this has something to do with that, man. The part that I don't know what I'm doing, I could lose this money anytime. It's kind of crazy. I don't get excited like that in day trading anymore. So it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
So the love is gone. Carlos is all excited by the risk. I like it.
Uh, let's see.
All right.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh,
Well,
how do you set up IPO alerts, Peter? Is that something easy to explain?
how do I set up the alerts? Yeah, I use I'm using DOS as a platform. So in the alert and trigger window, I just set it up so that what I've learned is anyways, they've changed the way they release IPOs over the last little while.
Mm-hmm.
So soon as the volume is over 100,000 shares, that's when it alerts me. So it's actually a volume-based alert, because if it's
Okay.
not open, then sometimes what they do is they seem to like have a test share that they put out there. So I used to have it like when the first share is traded, let me know, and then I learned that doesn't really work that well because they'll do these test shares every once in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
so now it's over 100,000 shares, then I get an alert that goes off and says, okay, it's live, it's active.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Gotcha.
So, and I use like a website to go and find. There's a couple of different websites you can go to find out what the upcoming IPOs. I actually use the NASDAQ IPO calendar is the one that I typically use. If anybody's interested, here it is. Here's the link, and it just
Nice.
tells me what's coming up. I put them into my alerts, and off I go.
Yeah. Mohammed, so Google Long, I know you probably were thinking here before this drop, right? So even here, if I look at the 5 minutes, so we have to, as we get later in the day, let's still look at the 1 minute, but let's focus a lot on the 5 minute, bigger time frames to kind of get an idea where the trend is. And here it's just up and down, man, up and down, up and down. So depending what your strategy is, I don't see a good one here. It can go either way. It can be a short, it can be a long. It looks more bullish, right? Because we had the push here, and now we could have the consolidation. So it does look a little bit on the bullish side, but it could go either way. I don't think you have a great edge. Well, not you, because I don't know what strategy you're doing, but I don't have a great edge here on which way to go. And then I have a bias against Google, where it's one of the most difficult stocks to trade when it's not heavily in play like it's been the last 2 trading days. The last 2 trading days is not your normal Google. It really is not, right? So,
It's not your normal Google.
no. Google's usually much choppier. So yeah. OKLO's back and forth, back and forth. I like the fact that we're trying to turn the moving averages higher. Maybe we get a test of 51. Let's see. So we left some here still. See if we can get something pushing. In GME setting up again, you're saying? Could be. So yeah, yep. Good stuff, guys. Friends, we're sitting at an all-time low for a Friday of 262 likes. So we'll love your help there as we end this holiday week. You're not going to see us for 3 days. So let's make the likes last for the long weekend.
Make the likes last. Absolutely.
Make them last for the long weekend.
Keep the love alive.
Awesome. Yes. But yeah, friends, let's do that, and we appreciate it. We really do. Do we lose more money on flat or volatile days? Questions worded very weird. The wording is no, I don't know. No, it's the same.
Well, yeah, you get on volatile
Right?
days, you tend to get more trade opportunities. If it's a really flat day, then you just don't have as many opportunities. How much you make or lose really depends on how you manage it.
Yeah, how much you
Given day.
trade. Yeah. Agreed. I don't know. I never thought about that. But I feel on flat days, it could be both, because volatile days too, they can go against you quickly and you still can lose. So it all depends. Like Peter said, I think it just depends how many trades you take. I think on volatile days, people tend to take more trades. And flat days, they might end up working out. It's a very good question. I got to think about this, Andrea. But I don't think it's a big difference, because look at this flat day, and I have two losses on this flat day. We have and Tesla, right? This was flat, so that's a loss. And then what's the other one? Nvidia. That was not flat. I don't consider this flat. This is good, actually. Very hard question. Very hard question. Flat or choppy? Yeah.
OKLO, are you still hanging on to some there, Carlos?
Yeah, I took a big chunk off at 49.50ish here, but I still have a little bit left on this. Yeah. It's trying. What's up with this weather, guys? What is this? What is going on? We're in May, and what is it right now? It is. It was like 48 when I woke up this morning. Now it warmed up a bit. 62 now, going down to 48. Rainy. It's like winterish. Not fun. I'm ready for the warm weather.
I think everybody is. We're all would be eager for it to turn around here, get warmer.
Yeah. Yeah, and Andrea. So yeah, I've been thinking about your question. I see a lot of people are answering there. It could be both. Like on choppy days, if you don't stop trading and you continue to get chopped out, yes, you're going to lose more money just because you took bad opportunities, right? Now, on volatile days, if things are moving in a direction when they move, you're going to lose less money, because if you get into a trade, like, for example, if my first trade would have been today OKLO, I'm not trading again after this. I'm done, So on volatile days where you have good opportunities, yes, you're going to make more money. So I think you lose more on choppy days because you get stopped out more. I think that's the answer to that. Not like anything, you have to look at data, because sometimes that's the way I feel. At one point, I felt I always made more money going short. I just felt like my short trades always give me the best returns. And when you look at Thinkorswim, and not Thinkorswim, Interactive Brokers, when you go in there, you look at the two sizes, long or short, they have a breakdown. It was very close. So it was 50-50. But I felt like it was heavy on the downside. Maybe because the shorts are more exciting. I don't know, but I felt like the shorts were much better. I thought it was going to be like 80-20 or something, and it's not. It was pretty close. So data is important. Data.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, because you realize your gut feel doesn't always match the reality of
That's
what your
right.
trading actually looks like.
Yep.
Again, I always think of it's like the car buys, being sort of a car guy. You know, you ever bought a new car and then suddenly it's like you see that same model and a color everywhere?
Yeah.
Everywhere. And that's your bias, because now that you have one, you're looking for it.
That is so true, man. That is so
And
true.
and you're like, damn it, I thought I was getting something unique, and now like everybody's
That was
got
the only
one. Well,
one.
there's actually not, that many more on the street. There's one more, yours, and you can't see it when you're in it.
That is so
But
true. Yeah.
so,
That
but
is so
that's
true.
so you got to
man.
think
That
about
has
that in
happened to
trading,
me a
right? Like
couple of
it's
times. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think the ugliest car I bought was a Toyota Venza. It's the,
Toyota Venza. Oh,
yeah, it was
Venza,
actually not that ugly, but now looking back, I'm like, man, what was I thinking? And it
we
was like,
almost bought one.
yeah, and I went from the BMW to that, so I'm like, yeah, I'm kid, I got my first kid coming, so I want something safe. We went to the parent safety stuff. When you have a first kid, you do a lot of weird stuff. And I saw that car, I'm like, that looks good to be able to carry the kid around, my firstborn, and I got that. Yeah. That's probably the weirdest car I ever owned.
That's we again almost bought one. When for me it would have been 2010. Almost bought one. Came back from Australia. I needed something safe for my wife, so I was like, I want safe and reliable, so she doesn't have to worry about it. Because I was going back to Australia and she was here with the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's got to be a Subaru or a Toyota. I want something that we don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
And the Venza was in the first year of production, and they just had a couple of recalls. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with the Subaru. So I got her a Subaru, and she actually ended up loving that Subaru.
Yeah.
So had it for 10 years. Then the kids killed it. They killed the Subaru, and I actually had my youngest. She was gonna go out one night, and we had this family thing at a cottage that we were supposed to go to, and so we're trooping in the cottage. My wife and I are in the Subaru. My daughter's in the Honda Pilot, which is like a tank-like SUV, and anyways, we stopped for gas, and the gas station was like right beside the highway on-ramp. So if you pull out of the gas station, you basically, you sort of gun it to get on the highway. And anyways, some little old guy decided that he was going to pull into the gas station right in front of me.
Oh.
So you know what happens, right? You look over your left shoulder to get ready for the traffic, and I started.
Oh.
And then my daughter started behind me, and then I look forward, and there's this guy, so I slammed on the brakes, and my daughter didn't. So she plowed the Subaru into the back. Sorry, it's plowed my Pilot into the back of the Subaru, and the Pilot outweighed the Subaru by at least half a ton.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those where, like, I had both my cars in one accident. I was like so pissed off, because you can't claim that. You're claiming it against yourself.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
And anyway, and my daughter was so shaken up because she just smashed into the back of her parents in their other car. Like it was one of those.
Tough.
Anyway, this was years ago. But I felt bad for her then. So
those
anyway,
crashes like that, man, are really common, Peter. That's exactly how I wrecked my Honda Civic. Just like that. Looking over, the guy in front of me had pulled off. I thought he pulled off, right? I look over. I guess he stopped again. And you start accelerating as you're looking back. Boom, just ran into him. I still have my driver's permit. My dad immediately, he was next to me. Get out the car, go around, sit over here. And then he went towards the front to check on them. And immediately told me to switch over on the seat. So he took the blame for it. But yeah, those crashes are brutal, man. They happen quite a bit.
She was so shaken up. We never made it to the cottage. She didn't go out that night. It was just... anyways,
yeah.
So I loved the Honda Pilot, though. Again, the front was all smashed in. After that, we had all these warning lights on the dash. I brought it to a local guy I knew, friend of a friend type thing. And the guy's like, look, for $50 and with a crowbar, I can fix it for you. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, sure. And he literally goes in there with a crowbar, and he like pried the radiator mounts out so that the radiator wasn't on the fan belt and it wasn't all rubbing. And he said, hey, you're going to have some air lights on your dash. You'll be fine. And I'm like, all right, cool. Drove it for another 2 years until finally the sum total of all the damage took its toll and the thing died. But anyways, the Subaru was an interesting story.
That was badass for sure. Go ahead, the Subaru.
The Subaru, we had a Subaru that was leaking oil from the day we bought it, and I was told, oh, this is the problem, and they could never find the problem, never find it, but it took its toll on the engine. My daughter was driving it. My other daughter was driving this one day, driving down the highway, and the engine just blew up. And anyway, so called a tow truck, towed it 100 kilometers or something, like 60 miles all the way back to the dealership. And they said, look, man, we can fix this, but you need a total engine rebuild. And I'm like, I told you there was an oil leak. You would never fix it. And they're like, yeah, it happens. So I said, you know what? Let me go. Let me think about it. And then I thought about it, and I hadn't even called them yet. I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to pay to fix it. It was like $8,000 or something for an engine rebuild. And I said, we'll just buy another car. And so that night, I go over to the dealership because they said they put it out in the lot. And I said, I'm just going to take all my stuff out of it, right? Because you know how you have all your stuff in it. And so I go, and they knew I was not going to rebuild this thing, or at least they must have guessed it. Because I went and I opened the trunk to get my stuff out of the trunk, booster cables, all that stuff you got sitting back there. The engine was in the trunk. I'm like, what did you guys do? Like, they clearly had no intention of actually fixing this thing. Because I'm like, how did the engine end up in the trunk?
I see, Brian, you're on here. You're very quiet. Good morning, sir.
I'm telling
listening to Peter's car stories.
Yeah.
We all have our horror stories with vehicles.
Fun and games.
Love-hate relationship. But with full self-driving, there won't ever be an accident again.
There you go. They'll just weave in amongst
computers
themselves.
We trust. Yeah.
It can get scary, man.
Again, I've been saying for years, as soon as we go full, automated AI control of the cars, think of how that would change the world. It would be super cool. You wouldn't need stoplights or stop signs. You wouldn't need traffic signals. The cars will just figure it out. They'll negotiate it amongst themselves. It would be like, I think it would be really cool.
It would be pretty cool. It could probably fix traffic, man.
It would. When you get a traffic jam on the highway, it's not because there's not physically enough room on the highway to drive. That's not the issue. The issue is that as humans, we're dumb. We drive at different speeds. So you get the accordion effect, right? It's like, it speeds up and slow down. Everything bunches up and then frees up. And if you've ever driven in a traffic jam, you know what happens, right? You stop, and then everybody takes off, and then you stop again, and then you take off. And you stop. So it's basically just what's happening. So anyways, if it was all like automated vehicles and they were all driving at the proper speed, you'd never really have a traffic jam.
Never have that problem, yeah.
It wouldn't happen. But the trick in this is that every car has to be computer controlled. Every single one. You get one human in there, ruins the whole system.
The whole system falls apart.
The whole system falls apart.
You get one human. One human screws everything up.
Yep.
What you could do is you could have lanes. You could have self-driving lanes. Like, you have a carpool now. You have a self-driving lane where if you're driving your car, you can't put it in there, right? So that will help.
Would.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there.
All right.
We'll see.
Fabio, welcome. Fabio's joining us all the way from New Zealand. He just subscribed, so welcome to the channel. And it's 2:40 a.m. over there. The more important question is, what are you doing up at this time? What's happening? Oh man, it's a tough time to trade. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that from Australia. It is tough. So.
Brian, how was your day?
So, my day was pretty good actually. I had a bit of a loss at the open with Nvidia, but I traded QQQ, um, and it was funny. Right when Andrew left, I think he was long Apple, and I think he'd gotten out of Tesla trade. But right when he was, I think, a little bit down, and then um, literally as when he said he was closing his computer down, he called it a day with a small loss, and like within 30 seconds, the market just like took off for some
I
reason.
saw that.
We never figured
Yeah.
out what it was, but anyway,
Mm.
got a nice pop on that. I was just trading the 507 QQQ calls and a couple times, and we also did a 920 trade on Nvidia.
Yeah.
So just around 1020. So that worked out well.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was the day.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Good.
Andrew must have been holding back the market. Yeah, it was funny. It's like the market, you always think the market's out to get you, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be out to get me.
Yeah, it's
So
always tempting to think that. Andrew is starting to get to the size where the market would at least acknowledge his existence. So,
Yeah, I
I
would think
mean,
so.
that
Yeah.
that at least is true in some cases. Depends what he's trading, I guess, but in
yeah.
some cases, he's out there.
How was your day, guys?
Good, good. Started a little bit rough with Nvidia and Tesla, but now this OKLO trade has worked out pretty good, and still got a little bit left. Let's see if we can get higher. But rough start, got much better after this trade. So
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, I
OKLO
just
really was the stock to be in. I just find it's really jumpy. The price
yeah,
action, it just jumps all over the place. So you gotta just kind of bite the bullet and just stick with the trend because it did
hmm
definitely tr- had a nice trend going most of the morning there.
yeah. IonQ was another one too that moved very well this morning.
Yeah,
Some of the members
yeah,
caught that
INQ
one.
had a nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, so some of the quantum computing stocks, Rigetti had a nice comeback, I think,
yeah. I see
and
QBTS
QB
trying to do something
yeah
now, right?
QUBT had a nice move up
Oh
today,
wow, I didn't see that. Look at
but
QUBT. Damn.
QBTS, I guess they had a big run yesterday, so everybody took their money from that trade and threw it back into QUBT.
Yeah, yeah. That's nice. Nice move.
oh,
So it
yeah.
looks like the SPY is trying to break out here. Maybe we run up again.
Oh, Tesla's so ugly today.
No, Pearson fail. Popped and
Alan
then
Pearson,
dropped.
yeah, he was a good guy.
Core weave.
So this
CRW.
is the time of day where we tend to get a little bit more choppy price action. Of course, we're going into a long weekend, so things are going to
Yeah.
kind of quiet down. Usually, traders are some people jump off early, hit the road. Oh, look at
Right.
Tesla
Okay.
starting to break out here.
Yeah, I got a few things breaking out. Core weave going too. Um, some more.
This is a big CR. Yeah, look at CRWV. It's going too.
Yeah,
Spying
yeah.
cues breaking out.
QBTS trying to go green for the first time after the open.
Yeah, Core, we've done a move here in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. What happened yesterday, Peter? I'm sure I wasn't on at the close yesterday, but the market just tanked in the last, 10 minutes, 15
It
minutes
did.
yesterday?
It had a drop just before the close. It then stabilized. It's because we went into the 1 to 10. It
Yeah.
actually sort of balanced out there. But yeah, right before that, it dropped. I honestly don't know. We didn't. There was no specific news that I saw. I didn't see anything on the market. So
Okay.
I assume that's it's got to be some macroeconomic event because it was like the market, like everything moved at the same time. So
Maybe maybe somebody knew something about what
well,
was coming
that's for sure. Somebody always knows something.
with some of the announcements. Did so Denmark signed some mineral deal with the EU? Was that
Apparently.
was that why the 50% tariff?
Well, yeah, that's we sort of alluded to that this morning. There was, yeah, we believe that's what the reaction was. Trump is not liking that. They are defying him.
And then I'm surprised Apple came back up because these 20%, 25% tariff on their products. I guess people believe that Apple's Apple products are sticky enough that people are going to be forking out another couple $100 maybe for an Apple phone. Or
I think people would just pay the 25% extra, man. Just charge 25% on your phones. People will pay it. It's better than it being $3,000 if you start making them here in the U.S. Just pay the 25%.
Well, that's true.
Wait for another 4 years. Trump is out of office and it changes again. But to come here and build a plant, and when things can change in the next couple of years, doesn't make any sense. So just pay the 25% for 3 years. You'll be fine.
Well, they're shifting. I think they were talking about shifting their production to India.
India, correct.
And of course, that wasn't. That didn't really play well.
I think that's the thing. Since they said that, then Trump still doesn't want that. Right? He wants them here, so he still wants to put 25%.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, markets are actually selling off now. Qs and SPY dropping. Carlos, are you packing up the kids, the family, and hitting the road like 40 million other Americans?
No. I'm staying put. We do have a big event on Monday, so that'll be fun. We'll have a barbecue, and then the kids still got their other events. Like they didn't cancel a lot of them. They still got their gymnastics, their swimming. I'm like, it's all Saturday, like closest stuff, So we'll be doing all of that, and but for us, Monday will be the big day. Should be fun.
Going to be doing some tailgating, or are you just going to be barbecuing in the backyard?
Barbecue in the backyard, yeah. That's the big thing.
Yeah, have a good long weekend, Tony. Another green day for you. Good. Awesome.
That's good.
Him's head up on a chart was looking interesting. Yeah, markets actually, SPY's coming down to the VWAP, same with the Qs, so might be, if you're still looking for a trade, might be a good reverse here off the VWAPs.
The VWAPs.
Timo, exactly. Comment. People already pay $1,500 for an iPhone. Another 25% will make no difference. Yeah, and a lot of people. How many people buy their iPhone all cash? No, they put it on a payment plan with Verizon. They're not gonna feel the 25%. So it doesn't matter. It's not a big of a deal.
Yeah.
All right, friends, I'm gonna get all out of OKLO here. Seems to be getting a little bit weak. Is it? Let's wait. Let's wait another 6 minutes. What the heck? Let's just wait another 6 minutes before we get out. Let's see what happens. Let's see.
Carlos thought better of it. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Actually, the stop should be probably 48.47. Like that's the last time we had support. 48.50. That should be it. How about you? So you guys, for Monday, it's like a regular day. There's nothing happening up there. Canada has to invent a holiday to be able to join the party.
Well, we had it a week early. That's the problem.
We have our equivalent of Memorial Day a week before you. So
okay.
We had our holiday last Monday.
Yeah.
So Peter and I were getting paid double time to work on Monday last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's kind of messed up.
Double time and a half, isn't it?
And then now we're off.
Yeah.
We're off on Monday.
Yeah.
But then all your friends are working, like Peter was saying. So yeah, you kind of double screwed here.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's the way it always goes.
We'll put the time off. We'll put the time off to good use. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
spent
sure.
my entire professional career was always being a Canadian working for a U.S. company, so I'm sort of used to the process.
Yeah.
You know? You sort of get double holidays. You sort of get no holidays. You know, like it's depending how you look at it.
True.
We'll try taking a bit of a long here on the SPY. See if we can get a bounce here.
Yeah, GP Trader and Keith in the chat room there. The best was when I ran the Canadian operations for the U.S. corporation, because that's when you get the double holidays, because you get the Canadian holiday by law, we're off, and then you work the U.S. holiday, but there's nobody to talk to. So it's really like it's a very easy work day.
I'm out of that.
So.
Getting out of that trade. That's looks like might be heading lower here.
Yeah, party might be over.
No,
now I'm getting out. Now I'll get out of OKLO here. So we'll close this bad boy out. And that will be... Oh, double click. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was double clicking on the level on the line, so it wasn't catching the montage. I was clicking around the thing here. Let me out. Yeah, Pig Rat. So it looks like it's ready to turn around.
Here's an interesting question, Brian.
Yeah. What's that?
Trendwire's asking, "Are you a scalper?" I have a guess to your answer.
At this time of day, it's you kind of, if you're not in a trend trade, this time of day is not the best time of day for my type of trading. I like to play opening range breakouts. I do like VWAP sort of trades, bounces off the VWAP. I'll take a scalp trade if it's if it's kind of obvious. But you tend not to make a lot of money on scalp trades.
So I was going to say, I would think, Brian, you probably wouldn't call yourself a scalper, but I would consider you a scalper.
No, they're not my predominant go-to trade.
And that's part of the problem with the definition of scalping, right? Like, so what is a scalper, right? If you use 15-minute or 30-minute charts to trade off of, then frankly, we all look like scalpers, or a lot of us.
Yeah.
you know, for somebody that trades off of a 1 or 2 minute chart, we would say, well, no, we're not a scalper. Those are people that are in and out of trades in seconds, right? So there's no fixed definition of what scalping actually means. But
I mean, you could, when you're watching OKLO, I mean, you can tell when it's going to whole numbers. It's probably going to go to a whole number like 49 or 48. I think I actually did scalp OKLO through one of those whole numbers. I think it was 48. So
right.
made 30 cents or 28 cents.
Actually, that's a good point, Brian. And by any definition, those are definitely scalp trades.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for the next level, right? You're going from wherever you are to wherever that
Yeah.
next level is. So.
Damn you, OKLO. Look at you. Watch it go to like 52 now. Watch it go to 52. I'm gonna see this happen right now.
Carlos, you got your money, man.
Nah, I did. But it's funny how this works sometimes.
Yeah, it's frustrating, watching your stock run after you get out. It's easy to say, oh, I should have stayed longer. I think we had this discussion earlier about Bitcoin, and yesterday we had this discussion about Bitcoin running from 0.004 to where it is today, 111,000. It's great to think about owning Bitcoin at 0.004 or even $1 or $2, but who would have held for that big run?
Yep.
I mean, I had Bitcoin at just under $1,000. I kind of sold it all the way up to 20,000. See, there's the bounce off the VWAP that I was looking for on SPY.
Look at NVIDIA is still at high of day here. It never really pulled back. It's not at the same time as
All right.
the market.
Well, Paris is in Vancouver. Met up with him yesterday for lunch.
Nice.
Cool. He's not loving the time zone here.
No, we were talking about that. I told him we need to. We're going to take a month-long trip to Australia because he's like a night owl.
There you go.
We've decided that that's his trading sweet spot. So he can sleep all day.
What time is it in Australia right now? It's like
1 a.m. or
it's
2 a.m.
evening,
or
isn't
something.
it?
Yeah, I think they're 14. They're usually 14 or 15 hours offset, so it's like 1 a.m. right now. So so Paris could get up at like 11:30 at night. That would be when his trading day would start. He can then go out and party, and then
they can come home after the bars and start trading. That'd be a recipe for success.
No, he trades first, then he goes to the bars, then he comes back and sleeps.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
That's my recommendation, anyways.
He looks very rested. Look at this face. This is the guy like he's been drinking all night. Look at him. He looks good. This guy looks younger and younger, man. Look at him.
he's aging backwards. He's a Benjamin Button.
He is aging backwards, man. What the?
All right.
Good for you, man. Good for
you. There you go, man.
I think it's a little baby face. I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Paris, how you doing, man?
Good. I missed the open again.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
That's why he's looking so rested. He just woke up.
There it is.
I see.
Oh, man.
He's still getting adjusted to the time zone here, so.
Yeah, but
that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
You got a long weekend though, Paris, coming up. So weekend. So
yes, that's exactly what I'm waiting for.
All right,
All
friends. I'm
right,
gonna hop
guys.
off from the
I'm
chat,
grabbing some
so
breakfast.
you guys can see Thor here in the chat room. And Brian, you said breakfast for you. Sweet. And yeah,
Cheers,
guys, have a
everybody.
great
Hope
weekend.
you
Have a
had a
great long
decent
weekend.
morning. Have a good willing weekend, everyone. Enjoy your
Yeah,
time off.
agreed. Have a great one. Trade smart, everybody. Carlos and I will see you Monday morning.
Yes,
So enjoy your
indeed.
doof
Okay,
doof
thank
music,
you.
Paris.
Awesome. So, I missed the open, guys, but I am currently short Nvidia, and I think I'm gonna get stopped out really bad because I'm very heavy on that. I was 3 cents away from getting stopped out. So let me share my screen. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Oh, now it's dropping, so that's good. Ah, boom. Thank you. Thank you. Nvidia, thank you. I was very big size on that. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you. Holy crap. That would have messed up my entire weekend. Oh, thank God. Yeah, that was luck, man. I would have easily been stopped out on this one. Yeah, yeah. Very nice. So short Nvidia right now. Short Nvidia. Now I'm gonna make my week's profit. Now I'm gonna make my money, guys. I'm gonna make my week today. Can you guys see my screen? I don't know if my system is slow or okay, somehow I don't see it. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm short Nvidia. I do not yeah, I do take trades after 10 a.m. I usually do not take trades after 11 a.m. But this Nvidia is gonna work out like a beautiful man. I was in a very difficult situation for half hour. Man, I kept adding, and it was very scary. Like it wasn't like it was a 20, 30 cents stop out, but the size was huge. Yeah, on a laptop, I was short 15,000 shares. I was, and that's thank God. Thank you for making my weekend good. This was now I uh make my week now. So the so Tiger, I would say luck. To be honest, my thesis was I wanted to short the 130, 130. and 131.30 as my like the high of the day as a stop out. But even after popping above 131.30 on the fly, I changed my risk from 131.30 to 131.50. I gave another 20 cents because I was adding very heavy at 131.30. So my average was around 131.25 and my risk was 25 cents. And so I changed it. Initially, my stop loss was I was shorting at 131.10 and my stop loss was 131.30. But when I started seeing that seller around this area, 131.30, then I started increasing my size using 131.30. I tried to move my average close to 131.30 and then risk 131.50 on the uh on my this thing. I changed my stop on this. Usually I don't do that. Uh, and I missed the open, I would take my stop and I would let it go away. But I was I was very sure I'm gonna get out at 131.50. And it did go to 131.47. So I was lucky. It could have easily gone to 131.50 and stopped me out. Uh, but yeah, I would say luck today. Like identified a seller. I should have stopped out first of all. But maybe like I don't know, maybe gut feeling or maybe something. Uh, my laziness is just did not let me stop out at those places. Maybe my brain's so slow. I don't know, to be honest. I shouldn't have done that, and that's why I'm saying it's luck. Uh, but yeah, but my initial thesis was to short at 131.10 and then stop out at 131.30. But then I changed from 131.1 to 131.30 and then stop as 131.50. Yeah, and that's usually my load the boat size. And I do not load the boat on a laptop. And I broke that rule again. Like on my travel screen, I do not load it. And I broke that rule again. So, like, I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed and I would have spoiled my entire weekend uh, if I had been stopped out because I broke all the rules. I moved my stop. I moved my size. I broke the rule of my size. And I would still be pissed, but it's at least not impacting my dollars on this thing. So yeah, not happy with the way I'm adding more now. Let's see if I can add more. I'm adding more now. What happened? Okay, adding more. I think this is gonna go to 130. I wanna write that move. Beauty, man. I love you, Nvidia. I love you, man. Yeah, I was half an hour. I was in a very bad state just before I was joining the this thing. I was like, okay, covering some beauty, guys, beauty. What an ad it turned out. So I think it goes to 130. 130 definitely seems like it's in the books. So Keith, I started with like I initially had an offshore broker. There was this name of this offshore broker. What is the name? I forgot the name of the offshore broker. So I forgot the name of the offshore broker. It was somewhere in Barbados or something, where there was no minimum balance. I started with it, but did not enjoy that because the commissions were very high. They were charging like $6 or 5.95 something for every trade to get in and get out. So I started with it, did not like it. Then I waited for to set up my $30,000 account. Uh, and that's when I started with a $30,000. No, not with zero, not even Freedom. There was something I think through BBT itself. Back then it was Vancouver. I don't know, some I don't know, maybe Carlos might know. He would I think he also opened that offshore broker account. CMAG, yes, CMAG. Yeah, I opened that offshore broker at CMAG. Okay, beauty. This is gonna give to 130. Yeah, I'm done for the I'm done, guys. I'm done. This is all you need. This is all you need. One and done. Nothing else. You are red because of me. Were you long? Yeah, it takes time, Keith. I've been doing it for a decade now. So it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I don't think I still have that big of an account, to be honest. So if you calculate, let's see, 15,000 into 131, which is, oh, sorry, 15,000 into 131. It's close to 1.9 million shares. Sorry, $1.9 million. And you don't need that big of an account to get that. Because you get leverage. So what is OKLO doing? OKLO is again breaking out. Tesla. Tesla is choppy. Tesla is doing nothing. Nvidia is coming back. That's not good. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. And I think I'm not good with I think RV trades with a similar account but goes crazy size. Okay. Adding short on Nvidia. I'm adding more short on Nvidia. So the SPY is now actually popping up. So let's see if SPY sells off again. I think Nvidia might sell off again. Yeah, the idea is JPIN ATL. The idea is that the bounce on the green candles is going to be a pullback. And when you see a bounce on the green candle and then you're trying to read the tape on where the price stalls, that's where you want to add and if you see a rejection. And if you want to see like a good pullback is between 30 to 50% of the breakout. Uh, and that's usually the area, but you also want to time your entries by finding out if the sellers is taking over or not. And once you see that, that's when you slam it. Now, in this case, if you see, I waited for the pullback. It did pull back. I shorted it drop, but now it did not drop continuously. It is now stepping up, which is not a good sign, which is usually a good sign. My average is 131.07. Uh, and if it comes to my break-even point, I'll get out. Like there's no harm in getting out. So I don't see at what percent do I pay on my leverage. You don't pay for your leverage. You don't pay for the leverage. As far as selling your thing, if you hold only then overnight, then you have to pay. But you're not paying for the leverage that you're using on the account. Nvidia made my day, guys. I'm very happy with the way it worked out. I don't mind getting stopped out. But I'm glad it's a long weekend. I'm gonna just get some sleep. I Still it's early for me. It's I'm adding more on Nvidia. Let's see if it has a rejection from 131. I did see sellers trying to take over, but the buyers are absorbing it right now. So let's see if the rejection is real or it is trying to absorb all these sellers. And I'm very close to my break-even point, so if it goes against me, I'll be very quick in getting out. Yeah, it's trying to absorb all the buyers. So SPY is actually trying to break out on the upside too. But yeah, sellers are taking over now again. So we'll see if it has a continuation or if it's being bought back up. It seems to be being bought back up. It's not losing it. So the buyers are taking over again. But 131 is gonna have some fight. It's not gonna, the sellers are not gonna just let it go. 131 has been that and that's why I was interested more on shorting 131, 131, 1.1. So the sellers are not just gonna give up like that. We'll see. I think it's gonna sell off, hopefully. Come on, sell off. Drop, 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 drop the 130, 90. 90 is trying to hold. Yeah, the SPY is rallying too, so let's see if it drops the 130, 90. I'm adding more short. I'm adding more short. Okay, let's see if it drops. It dropped the 130, 90. Let's see if it is drops from here. I want to see 130, 70. Again, the 130, 90 claimed. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Come on, drop Nvidia. Okay, so now it's gonna squeeze to the upside. If it doesn't drop from here very quickly, I'll have to get out at break even. Yeah, it's trying to show some weakness, but the buyers are aggressive. I'm adding one more time, guys. I'm adding more short. I'm trying to see if it has the strength to drop. I'm very close to my break-even point, so I'm not gonna give a lot of room for it to go against me. Maybe 5 or 6 cents. Yeah, the buyers are absorbing it. I think it's gonna pop. If the buyers keep absorbing it, it will pop. This 130.90 is the buyer, 131 is the seller, but 131 keeps lifting. Come on. I want you to drop Nvidia, but it doesn't seem like you want to drop. Yeah, 130.90 is buying again. I want 130.90 to drop. If that 90 drops, we would be in the driver's seat. So, okay, I think I'll have to get out. Okay, getting out, all out. So all out of Nvidia was a good run overall. The SPY is actually rallying, so Nvidia is gonna rally. But very happy uh with the management. Yeah, the SPY was dropping, popping, and my average was close to 131.07. But after I added, it went to 131.03 or something. Uh, So Frank, it's usually between 10 to 30%. But if it's usually at my average point, like my break, very close to my break-even point, then I go very heavy. I usually sometimes double my position because if I'm gonna lose, I'm not gonna lose my lose a lot. But usually between 10 and 30%, I'll add. And usually it depends on the area my stop loss interest is. Where is my technical stop out? Hmm. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be back. I'm just use the restroom and come back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So Nvidia is looking to break the high of the day. Now you can go wherever you want Nvidia. I think now it goes to 131.50. And not really, Tanzan. I usually uh we do have a watch list every single day, like how Carlos creates a watch list and Peter. And I have my own set of creating watch lists, but I usually have top five. And but in the recent past, some of the stocks are very common. They come to the watch list, like Nvidia's and Tesla's, PLTR. Um, then nowadays it's like sometimes Apple would come into picture because of tariff. Sometimes these nuclear related stocks would come, like OKLO was gapped up today. So so they're always like, I don't trade this now. Like Avi basically trades only Magnificent Seven or SPY, but I usually have my watch list creation way every single day. When I'm traveling, I only have like one screen on the side, so I can't watch all the stocks at the same time. So I usually look for top two. So Nvidia sold off again, 131, 131.20 area. You see that? Should I get back in? Should I? Let's see. Let's see what it does here. 131. It popped up. Yeah, I'm in Vancouver, Keith. I'm taking one more shot on Nvidia, just a small shot. I'll add more heavy around 131.11 or 131.10. So it dropped 131. Just for fun, I want to see 130 if it comes down today to 130. So let's see what Nvidia wants to do. I'm so sleepy. It's insane, man. This time zone. Okay. Added more on Nvidia now. Let's see how it does here. So this time it's a tier 1 size. Adding more now. Adding more. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Let's see if it drops. Now I'm at tier 2 size. I'm tier 2 short. Okay, so 130.90 was the buyer before. Let's see if it 130.90 drops. I want to see 130.90 drop. So let's see 130.90 drops. Let's see if it rejects again. Reject one more time. I want you to drop your seller, your buyer, sorry. Drop 130.90. It did not drop the 132.90, 130.90. So if that 130.90 drops, guys, I promise it's gonna drop. 130.90 is the buyer. I see it. I see that buyer still trying to hold. Let the seller take over. Buyer. Come on, don't bid up. Drop, drop. You gotta drop. SPY is actually bouncing too, so that 130.90 seems to be winning. That buyer. So the SPY popped up too. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna add a little more. We'll see if it rejects here. Okay, and one more time I'm gonna add. Let's see if 130.90 rejects again. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to scale into a position, but waiting for 130.90 to drop. If 130.90 drops, we're gonna be in a very good position. But if it doesn't, then we'll get stopped out. Come on, Nvidia, give me this. Yeah, it keeps absorbing. Come on, 130.90. You gotta show some. Hmm. Hmm. It keeps buying, guys. I don't know what to do now. I can get out at break even. My average is 130.99. Drop the 130.90, bro. Nvidia, you gotta give me this. I'm gonna come on, drop. 130.90 needs to drop. Okay, dropped. 89. I saw 89. Come on. Yes, yes. Beauty. Now it's gonna puke. Puke, 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 puke. Love you, man. Okay, 130.80. So 130.90 dropped. Now the sellers are gonna uh lose their shit. Now that's gonna drop to 130 very quickly, flush towards downside. All the buyers who were trying to buy at 130.90 are have to get out. So this will flush to downside. Boom. Boom. Yeah, don't come above 130.90, bro. I would hate you if you come above 130.90. Reject 130.90 again. I would hate you if you come above 130.90. Yeah, buyer stepped up again. These idiotic buyers. But did anybody take that trade with me, guys? This was a difficult trade, but I still think that this can work around if it drops again at 130.90. I'm actually thinking of adding more. Yeah, I'm adding more. I'm adding more on Nvidia. Yeah, I knew you were gonna drop Nvidia. I knew it. I knew it. Come on, come on. Drop, drop to 130.70. Boom. Anybody take that, guys? With me? I think it's gonna flush very quickly because 130.90, that was a seller, has given up. So I see if it wants to flush below 130.70. Yeah, they're still buying. Ideally, I want to see on the tape. What I want to see is I want to see the buyers just give up and the clear sellers just take over. Like very extremely selling oriented uh, tape. And no buyer should be trying to step up. It should be like they should puke. And it did showcase puke a little bit, but I was expecting more of a puke from the buyers. So let's see if it gives us that or not. Yeah, that was a spit. I agree. It didn't puke. Uh, so 130.90 again rejected, which is good. So 130.90 seller, the buyer became a seller, and I want to see that continuation on the downside. Here we go. Let's see if it breaks the 130.70. I want to see 130.70. Here, I ideally what I want to see is here it should drop from here. It should not hold here. That's what is I'm not why is it not dropping? It should drop by now. This should drop by now. Like the seller just should take over and just let it go. Drop here. Drop, 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 drop. 170, 74. It was 74, but there was a 73 as well. But it never dropped to 70. So now it came back to 77, 76, 74 again. Let's see if it drops to 70, 76. Boom. Love you, 69. I love you, 69. Good. Anybody take that, guys? This was in front of you. Really? Okay, so 130.70 came in nicely. Now my stop is at break even. Now I don't give back my profits. Okay, guys, I'll call it a day. I'll wrap up. Have a great rest of the day. Make sure it's this is a long weekend, so no trading on Monday. But I will see you guys on next week. Take care. Bye bye.